Link up with Chris and Sabrina at 637-0094 on Breeze 93.9 FM.
繁忙都满행기 fatai minagu fanmo tu kizabilen atani patgun rayang hetsia tangingita adora tangingita adora tangingita adorasi Jesus ileya iangel nui pastor sia estagi di Cristo gizabilen gisagan goga satsagat taigima tangingita adora tangingita adora tangingita adorasi Jesus
Chris and Sabrina with The Link. Here on Breeze 93.9 FM.
I feel the love in the air, friends all around, coming to share stories of life, made up the year, and give us the reasons to smile and cheer. Happy holidays, happy holidays, happy holidays, happy holidays. So let's sing our favorite songs, gather around, we'll all sing along, celebrate friends, the memories we share, 'cause they are the reasons the holidays here. Happy holidays, happy holidays, happy holidays, happy holidays. I think of all the presents and gifts, and how happy I am with just this. Family and friends show kindness and care that spreads joy and love everywhere. Happy holidays, happy holidays, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy holidays, Feliz Pascua, happy holidays, Melikilikimaka, happy holidays, Feliz Navidad, happy holidays, Lagos Noche Buena, happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Rosinya uli di sombranzelten meg e zu ite saluda antes di niga Radzauzen malak estrezas durante in todo il memu a nogi distanza como kupugi palu Zangiman malak guafi Ikonum nasugi airi prebatu la noci nai banderata gaigi pues atan fanni bandera kau Esta pagua pumalapa Giluk tanu man libri Sentamiti man ko badi
Samoru purita nota kantai matu nanyagi todu ilugat para i honra para i gloria abiba isla sin para i honra para y gloria, abiba is kahit dan gini langit na bendisyon con trai peligro na fan sofuham Zeus protegis languahon con trai peligro na fan sofuham Zeus protegis languahon
Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see every couple tries to stop. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear singing, let's be jolly, deck the halls with boughs of holly, rocking around the Christmas tree, the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling. sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly, deck the halls with bars of holly, rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe come where you can see every couple tries to stop. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly, deck the halls with bars of holly, rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly, deck the halls with bars of holly, rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie and do some caroling.
Right on. Good morning, Guam. Morning, Sabrina.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jason.
Good morning.
Right on, my friend. What a beautiful, beautiful Friday morning. The colors, right?
Thank you, God, for that sky.
Ooh, 6:23. It's Friday. Friday, whoa, business. Oh, yep.
There are only 21 more shopping days
Oh gosh.
until Christmas.
Are you sure about that?
There are only 4 more calendar days until we celebrate Santa Maria and Camelin.
But so when you say there are only 20, I'd say 22 shopping days because you always pick up something at Shell Foodies on Christmas.
That'll
The
work.
last second, you know what I mean? Good morning, Pacific Points. Cowboy Enterprises, ITD, and Jack in the Box proud to present this big episode of The Link, a.k.a. The Jason Solis Show. Jay, we're giving away a lot of stuff today.
Yeah, we got so many prizes we want to give you guys. We want to make sure that this is a Merry Christmas, or as our friends from the other side of the pond say, Happy Christmas.
Yeah, with Cobbles Insurance counting us for life. It's a great big, huge contest. And all you got to do is call 671-637-0094.
Do you guys ever say Happy Christmas?
Happy Christmas. No.
The Brits do that.
Sounds weird when you say Happy Christmas.
And of course, I learned that from watching the movie Spencer, which Sabrina said this bleep is lame and then turned off.
Yeah. I haven't heard anyone but you talking about that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right, Joe?
It's
Anyway.
Princess Diana in a way you've probably never seen her before. It's a great movie. Go
Is
check
that
it
what
out.
it's about? It's a Princess Diana movie?
Yeah, it's Princess Diana. 3 days in the life of Princess Diana on Christmas, and how basically the royals snob her.
Cold shoulder.
Yeah, I mean,
She's getting the Meghan Markle treatment
yeah.
back then.
No, but yeah.
T-
Poor lady, man.
oh, man. Good morning, Jay.
You know what? I'm in a great mood today because
Yes.
today is so many things.
Okay.
It's my mom's birthday.
All right. Happy
Hey,
birthday to your mom.
birthday.
Way to go. Oh, we get to sing happy birthday today. Hey, thank you to Betty Ann Guerrero. Betty Ann is
Hi,
just
Betty.
such
Come
a
inside.
VIP. Come in, Betty.
Come inside.
Come on, Betty. Don't be like that. Don't come like that,
Come
everybody.
inside.
Come on,
I
baby.
can't
Come on,
reach you.
Betty.
Come in. Oh, there. And look what she's brought us, you
Thank
guys. She was
you.
nice enough to go to the coffee shop next door. Yay.
Thank you, Betty. That's Betty Ann
you.
Guerrero. Yeah.
Betty Ann and I are the same. We went to different schools, but we're the same.
Get
Don't-
it from her, Jason.
Huh?
Don't be
She's
fooled,
like
though.
holding it with one hand. Get it from her before she drops it.
Betty Ann, thank you, Betty.
Thank you.
Right on.
Bye.
Part of the Gorilla Run team. Hoo, hoo,
Wait, so what do we have here? We have wait.
That
Okay,
again.
hoo.
I-
Hoo, hoo,
I don't drink. I
No,
don't
you
drink.
gotta do the.
What?
I remember when we tried running.
Yeah.
Well, you know
hey,
what you're-
no, okay.
You know, with your
No,
hair
no,
being
no.
the way it is lately, you
What
could
the
pass
hell's-
for a you could pass for a silverback.
What's going on with my hair, dude? I
No.
don't know. My daughter, I posted a picture on Instagram. My daughter was in my DM. She was like, Dad, what's your hair routine? And I was like, I don't know. I just finger comb. She's like, yeah, I know.
How do we know
Oh.
which? Who got iced?
I got the Americano because I'm Barnett. Give me the Americano because I'm
I'm
Barnett.
trying to figure out which one's
I want the American. The Americano. And then you got the, what is it, Nut Hut or something?
Not hot.
Yeah, that's it. NH.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I learned yesterday too?
What'd you learn yesterday, Jay?
Okay, since I went to Sanchez, right? Sanchez has, and when I went to Sanchez, the school was integrated because
Everybody, welcome to Jason Saul's show and tell.
that's
Go ahead.
pre-Dodea, right? So we had all the base kids, and then we had a very, very large. The dominant population there was Filipino. So I actually spoke, I thought pretty good Tagalog at one point, but I've always known the word bola bola, right?
Yeah.
Joser actually do.
You say bola bola or bala bola?
That's a completely different.
Oh.
That's a two thing.
That's
Yeah. So bola bola always meant to like BS, right?
yeah. So does bala bola.
Joser actually told me that bola bola has a dual meaning.
Oh,
Bola bola is also a food.
Yeah, the meatball.
It's a meatball.
meatball,
So
yeah.
I guess you are right. It is a ball of some sort.
it is. Yeah. What kind of meatball is that, sir? Like a regular
Beef?
beef. Yeah.
Ground beef? Or? Okay.
Is it like the Swedish meatball, the one you stick the toothpick in, or is it in a? Ah, I got you. My late Auntie Gina used to make really good Swedish meatballs.
Swedish meatballs
It's
are
like a
great.
weird thing that you don't. And she would make these shrimp balls. I don't know where we're going with this, but yeah, really good.
Okay, you've made shrimp patties in the past, right?
I've never. Wait, have I?
You have. For our Christmas party, I want to say like maybe, like it was a while ago, but you made them and they were divine.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't me.
Yeah.
But if you say so, okay. Yeah, I make killer shrimp patties. I'll just run with this. Yep. Order for your parties.
Chris always makes.
Hey, are
really,
you guys
really
going
good
to any
stuff.
parties this holiday season?
Breed Bakes and our creative director Megan is the queen of quiche.
Oh man, her quiche is good.
Her quiche is out
By
of
the
this
way,
world.
guys, it's quiche, not quiche.
Yeah. and by the way, if you're new to the island, you just got transferred here on base.
Yeah.
I know fashion. You want to be fashion forward, everything like that. You know, you want to show off like the really good brands and everything like that. That one female like apparel, the one that says "Bebe," if you wear that and locals start laughing at you, you know, Google it and wonder why.
Yeah. Thanks, Jay. It's 6:28. We got a big show for you guys today. On Friday, you know
you
how
guys
we
are the
do.
ones with coffee, and I'm the one who's like amping.
Yeah, you're always these coffee. Jason doesn't drink coffee.
You don't need coffee.
Yeah. UOG's doing this gout study, guys. It's about time. And they need participants. They need participants. So recruitment is ongoing for a study to understand why Pacific peoples have high levels of a compound linked to gout. And we're getting Tristan Paulino, who's a research assistant. Is making his name on the gout here. It's about time. I feel like we should have been studied for gout. You know, it's weird.
Gout
though.
isn't talked enough about in our community, but
Yeah.
it's almost one of those things where everyone.
It's the silent pandemic.
Yeah, everyone knows someone with gout.
Yeah, it's the silent pandemic.
Do you have like gout in your family?
Yeah, my uncle Greg has gout.
Yeah, my
Man,
dad
he
had
would
gout.
he would get it bad, like his knee or his ankle,
Yeah.
or in your joints, your toe. He
And
would get it.
It is. I mean, hobbling. I mean, if you're lucky, I mean, you can still like limp around and everything. I know some people they just won't go to work
Have
for
you
like
got-
2-3 days.
Have you know anyone with gout, Bree?
Mm.
She's like, yeah, who doesn't? So there is actually a study that they're doing, okay? And guess what, guys? We know that maybe you can't get one of those Guam EPA jobs or an above step at the hospital or any job really with the ARP because they're not telling anyone about it. But for this study, you are welcome. Participants will be compensated. The original landowners aren't even getting compensated. But you can get compensated by participating in the study. And we're going to tell you how later at 8 something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody in the comments for saying happy birthday to my mom.
Yeah,
Okay.
what's your mom's name, Jay?
Leslie.
Leslie.
Here's a picture of me and my mom when I was like,
Aw.
I think I was like 8 years old. That's at Epau Beach. That's in Pavilion 1, so the big one.
Well, let me see.
That was my cousin's
Oh,
Christmas
you were so
party.
cute, dude. That's you? Yeah, you look, let me see. You day.
So that's my mom. My mom's from Connecticut, as many of you will know. And if it were not for UConn, the famed basketball school, I would literally not exist because that's where my dad and my mom met. And check this out. So I've asked my parents like over the years, how did you guys actually meet? Right? I asked them when I was a little kid, and my dad said, well, we had a mutual friend, and they said, why don't you guys show up at the cafeteria in college? And so they went there, and my dad's like, oh, hello, my name is John. And she's like, hello, my name is Leslie. First time they're meeting, he's like, would you like to come to my house tonight and listen to my hi-fi stereo?
Wow.
And I'm sitting, I'm like, and that worked?
Yeah, I did.
Dude, you try that today and you will get knocked the hell out.
No, Jay, you got to shoot your shot, bro. Hey, you like to come back to my place and hook up the Bluetooth speaker? That's today's equivalent.
I got a pretty kick-ass Spotify playlist.
Let me know. It's 6:31. Yeah, and also Senator Sabina Perez is coming on here. And I also did an interview. Just so you guys know, there's still this crazy ban on anybody from the line agencies or anybody under the governor's authority. They're not allowed to come on the link live. It's insane, really, with this pandemic. Sadly, sorely lacking the presence from the administration. Anyway, so I did this interview with Guam EPA, and we got to do the interviews after the show and get them. So we're going to interview Nick Lee about this whole Guam EPA viral WhatsApp message that went around saying that, hey, we're hiring, turn in your application by Monday. So I was able to interview Nick about that, and we're going to get the oversight chair. Senator Sabina Perez is involved. Yep. We told your oversight. She's coming on.
And I heard that interview that you had with Nick Lee. So Joe Sir was interviewing that. Joe Sir was recording that yesterday in our digital office. I was recording some stuff that Nestor was doing. There's a lot of information you guys went over, man.
Yeah, because there is a lot of information. Actually, Guam EPA is hiring, but not yet, okay? So we'll get into that later on. Also, Landon and I just figured we'd get him on this morning because of how crazy last weekend was. But it kind of looks like it's going to be a nice weekend. You never know. So that's what's coming up on the show. Then plus we've got Feed Me Fridays, One Micronesia Podcast, Sports Link with Dave Delgado, Link on Location, Bree, the Wet Lab.
Yes.
Let's talk about this. Do you guys know what's a wet lab? It's not a soaking dog.
Remember that site that used to be on Guam maybe about maybe 10, 15 years ago, Got Balatsu?
Yeah.
Remember
yeah,
that? You guys
yeah.
you guys would have been on that site
No, we wouldn't have.
for the wet lab.
Oh, well, I wouldn't have because I was legally sober.
Okay, who was more
So here's what the wet lab
who was
is,
more
guys.
inebriated between the two of you?
Here's what the wet lab is. Basically, the wet lab is it's a training that they do for the law enforcement officers, and usually they fly in like cops from off island to conduct it. And what it is they're volunteers and they're served alcoholic beverages. And then after a certain amount of time, they bring out all the law enforcement officers and they conduct like the sobriety tests.
So they're trained on how to detect people who are under the influence of alcohol.
Right. Yep. And so we were definitely under the influence of alcohol. Did we pass the sobriety test? Well, you're going to have to wait and see, Miss a Link. Miss a lot. Yeah. So, yeah, it was pretty interesting time. Always good, though, to make friends with the cops.
Yep.
And we did not edit this video in any way to take
man.
away from the like. This is basically you're gonna be a fly on the wall.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, as Chris and Bree knocked.
And
back
then Mike, the editor, came and he's like, "Hey, how long you want this thing?" And we were like, "Oh, it's Friday, man. Make it long." He's like, "You sure? Because that means I have to put more footage of you guys in there." So I don't even know what's in there. I'm scared. So that's coming up. We also sneak peek the One Micronesia podcast, and we have Dr. Ann Pobutsky breaking down data on the dead on arrival patients, all that, and a whole lot more. Yes.
Also, if I can just throw in a plug, I was mentioning how Nestor and I were recording some interviews. He has actually lined up several that you guys are really going to enjoy over the next couple days. He's got Vince Areola, of course, the director of the Department of Public Works, talking about how that infrastructure money is going to be used to the island's highway system.
Oh, man, that was great.
Yeah, very, very informative interview, so you guys are really going to want to check that one out when it comes out. Also, yesterday we got Irv Silk. He is the new general manager of the Guam Solid Waste Authority.
Oh.
Someone with, I think, 38 years
So we're
of
talking
experience.
trash, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has actually not only run municipal level waste systems before, he's actually won awards for the way that he's run them, and he said he wants to end his career here on Guam winning award number 3 for turning this into a world-class facility. So he's got a vision, and he pulled no punches. He's like, I really want to turn this thing around because they realize there are some deficiencies in the system right now.
Wow.
And then also, lastly, Nestor also got a interview with Captain Noel Enriquez, who was recently appointed as the he's a long time career Navy man. Yeah, he's the CASA. So it's
like a citizen representative for the U.S. Army.
Citizens Associate to the Secretary of the Army. So now he's going for the Army.
Wow.
And probably the biggest question, I jumped in at the end and I asked him, I'm like, well, and of course, Dr. Renita Borja Enriquez, that's her husband. Really, really nice guy. And he's also worked for 25 years helping young Guamanians get into the Naval Academy, including our friend Jewel Maige. Shout out Jewel. And so I just asked him, I was like, well, Cap, that's a fantastic, work that you're doing. Thank you for your service and everything. But I got a question. When Army plays Navy next week, seeing as how now you work on both sides, who are you going to cheer for? And he goes,
yeah.
He's really torn about
that. I mean, if you're smart, you would cheer for Navy because Army's lost, I think, 5 of the last 20 matchups.
But he was in the Navy and now he works for the Army. Wow. So there's a lot riding on that one.
Yeah. So the congressman at a press conference yesterday, I don't know if you guys saw this. We got a story on it in the news, right? But man, he was just going off, huh, Bree? The congressman, Michael Nicholas, delegate from Guam.
Oh yeah, you have to watch that live stream. It was, I don't want to say surprising, but it was. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was going to be just another breakdown.
No, I knew.
But then it was like, whoa.
Yeah,
and he also had Senator Jim Moylan who was in there, who had his back on a lot of that stuff. But he called out the administration.
Oh man, times. Yeah, he did. Rightfully so. I got to say that I haven't always agreed with the congressman, but he is so right on his criticisms of this administration and what they're not doing and what they're doing with the money. Most especially what they're not doing. And I guess he would know, right? I mean, after all, he's a congressman. But he was just basically saying that he doesn't know what the governor is doing, that they're keeping money from the mayors, that there's a lot of things that they could be using this money for that they're not using it on. And he also said that they had been blaming delays on the U.S. Treasury, but that the U.S. Treasury wasn't the reason for any delay at all, and that there shouldn't have been a delay, and that that money should be out. Getting out here to the people. And, when you look at their plan, sadly, there's not much for the people. It's mostly all going to the government of Guam, right? And now we're finding out a lot of people are getting hired. So that was what Speaker Therese Lai was saying yesterday, too, is basically like, if we're just going to piss away this money and use it to fund Governor Lulian Guerrero's re-election, then a couple years after that re-election, we could be sitting in a really bad spot because we just wasted this, what Congressman Nicholas called a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And it is. Do you think we're ever going to get $1 billion again? Which is why it's...
Much less $3.5 billion.
Right, which is why it's alarming that there's just no plan.
But, he actually said, you're going to hear the soundbite coming up real shortly, but one of the media members asked, what's it going to take to get this done? And he's like, you just have to have someone who's got the cojones and the testicular fortitude to basically not want to piss off the governor.
He basically...
And then he goes, if somebody does it, he goes, I'll go with you.
Yeah. He basically flipped it back on the administration, and he said that what did he say again? Well, he said a lot of stuff, but he was saying that he flipped it on the media, and he said, "Hey, in the media, you guys need to send FOIAs and find out the communications between Treasury." And actually, we did do that, but the FOIA was denied because they said, "Oh, it's a draft document or whatever." So. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty interesting because you don't hear from the administration that like worried about doing these little Facebook videos and there's no real information in them, and it's kind of like they're off on their own doing this like, hey, look at the governors checking out electric cars, hey, look at the governors in D.C., but there's another reality that's going on here, like the real reality, and the real reality isn't like fancy schmancy, you know what I mean? People are hurting out here. That's the real reality. Which is unfortunate because we shouldn't be hurting if we got, $5 gajillion just sitting in the bank. Just saying. 6:40. Let's do the news so I can drink my coffee. The first look at news brought to you by Pacific Points. And with the very latest on this Friday, December 3rd. Oh my gosh, December already. From the KUAM News team. Good morning, Sabrina Salas Matanani.
Off a day, everybody. A former customs officer sentenced in 2019 in connection to a federal drug case was arrested and booked and confined yesterday. He was arrested for illegal possession of a controlled substance and imprudent driving, expired registration, purchase or possess, use or carry of a firearm without a valid ID. It was in 2015 the former customs officer, Alvin Dia, along with several other government officials, were indicted for accepting kickbacks and bribes from local businesses. The other 9 co-defendants in the case pled guilty and were sentenced. Alvin Dia was sentenced in 2019 to 1 year and 1 day in prison in district court. He'd received a reduction in his sentence because of his cooperation in another federal drug case. Attorney General Alvin Camacho says there would be challenges in pursuing criminal charges relative to a recent Port Authority of Guam resolution seeking criminal charges against former Port GM and current sitting Senator Joanne Brown. Port GM Roy Respicio transmitted the resolution, which grants Respicio the authority to pursue criminal and or civil charges against anyone who's received an alleged illegal retroactive raise, which the board alleged Brown did. The AG's office in a statement, however, said, quote, "We anticipate challenges to taking criminal action, for example, statute of limitations and burden of proving knowing or willful misconduct," end quote. The statement also said the matter is under active review. Senator Brown, meanwhile, has said that only Port board members had the authority to give her a raise, citing a law which says those who authorize retroactive raises are in violation of the law. With more news now, here is Tyler Matanani.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Buenos den half a day, everyone. I'm Tyler Matanani with your headlines here on The Link. The Guam Police Department has launched a death investigation following a report of a man lying lifeless on the road in Jigo. KUM's Hannah Devanzo has more.
Just before 4 o'clock Thursday morning, police responded to a report of a man lying along Marine Corps Drive in Jigo across the fire station. Acting spokesperson from the Guam Police Department, Officer Berlin Sevilla.
Our patrol officers from the Dedido precinct had received a call for a body found on the roadway, laying on the roadway. Our officers responded. While they arrived, they identified that the individual who was laying on the ground was unconscious and unresponsive. From there, our officer had activated our Guam Highway Patrol Division for assistance. They came out, they made their assessment, they conducted their investigation.
Although the investigation is still ongoing, they believe that this wasn't an accident.
The individual was not a part of a traffic fatality. From there, we then activated our Criminal Investigation Division, which they did come out.
At this time, GPD is working to identify who the victim is. They are also asking the public to please come forward if they witnessed or saw something along the Route 1 area by Chal and Polly Ramon early this morning. An autopsy will be conducted to determine the exact cause of death. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Hannah Devanzo.
Thanks, Hannah. Village mayors have more than $50 million in American Rescue Plan money coming to them. That's according to Congressman Michael Nicholas, who had some harsh words about the governor, who he contends has been less than honest about who the funding is intended for. Nestor Lecanto reports.
As elected officials,
in a news conference, Congressman Nicholas said the Treasury Department has confirmed that under the ARP law, there is separate funding for states and for local government subunits or non-entitlement units, such as counties. In Guam's case, it would be the villages, with funding going directly to the mayors.
This is where things get really, really strange. The governor was saying the administration, their officials, and you folks in the media actually interviewed them. They were saying that the county money isn't going to the mayors because it's supposed to go only to Guam, and the NEU funding is supposed to go to the mayors. But what Treasury is being told is that we don't have NEUs, and that money should go to the county allocation. And so the question remains, where's the mayor money?
Nicholas says the governor is going beyond just ignoring the spirit of the law.
A lack of transparency is one thing, but a deliberate attempt to obfuscate and to mislead is another. And right now, absent any kind of evidence to the contrary, the communications we're getting from Treasury are actually contrary to what's being shared with us by the administration. So it's like they're backwashing the entire local funding amount, the 32 million and the 17 million, and they're scalping it and putting it into their own $553 million pot to balloon it into a $602 million pot.
He says mayors need to step up and demand the more than $50 million he says is due to them.
As elected officials, the mayors have a duty to their constituency to not worry about whether they're going to piss off the governor or not, and go and bang on that door. Go and bang on that door, and I'll bang on that door with them.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
We reached out to Outaloop for comment and are waiting on a response. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention have confirmed the first case of the Omicron variant in California. At Thursday's press briefing, public health officials shed light on the new variant. Daniel Perez reports.
We're watching what's going on. The problem is we don't know a lot about it yet because they're still studying whether it affects people who are vaccinated versus unvaccinated. They don't even know how severe it is or if people die when they catch it. So they're still studying it, and we might know more in a couple of weeks. But they do know that it has like extra things on the spiky protein, so that's why they're worried about it. And it seems to be very contagious.
Territorial epidemiologist Dr. Ann Pabutsky speaking on the Omicron variant, which has been classified as a variant of concern. Public Health Interim Chief Medical Officer Dr. Bob Leon Guerrero shared the same.
There are some hints in South Africa anyway. There's increased risk of hospitalizations in children with this new variant. Whether that pans out to Europe, whether it pans out to the U.S. or Guam, we don't know yet. But it is concerning that it seems to be making more children hospitalized, so more sick than the previous variants.
Although cases continue to decrease, Dr. Leon Guerrero continues to urge the public to get their boosters and vaccines, especially with the holidays coming up.
We still need to make sure that we still, until it's really doubt that we continue to wear a mask, wash our hands, social distancing, and encourage people that are not vaccinated to get vaccinated, and encourage parents of the 5 to 11-year-olds to try to get their children vaccinated.
With Omicron now spreading worldwide, Chief Public Health Officer Chima Mbakwim confirms that the Consolidated Facility for Quarantine and Isolation is still being worked on. There is no word yet on when it will open, and the CDC team currently on island is still investigating the DOAs, along with keeping a watch on the new variants. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
That's it for now. We'll see you tonight for KUAM News Primetime.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
In response to the press conference held yesterday by Congressman Nicholas, Outaloop issued the following statement. Quote, there has been a lot of misinformation circulating about how certain portions of the ARP funds can be used and who should be directly in control of how those funds are to be distributed. Unfortunately, that misinformation is originating from some elected officials who should know better. The American Rescue Plan is a federal law that was drafted with the whole nation in mind. Every state and territory is different. Guam and some other places do not have counties. Our villages are not the same as counties. To pretend otherwise is disingenuous. Our villages also do not meet the definition of non-entitlement units. Trying to get them to fit that definition results in one thing and one thing only: less funding. As recent as our last meetings with U.S. Treasury officials in October, we reconfirmed this point. Trying to force our villages to meet those definitions only to receive less funding is not an acceptable outcome. Over the course of the last several months, the governor, lieutenant governor, and their fiscal team have met with various mayors and the leadership of the MCOG to develop the plans on how to maximize these funds so that the greatest benefit can be felt at the village level. If we want the villages of Guam to be treated as counties in the various states and have the funding levels remain in our favor, the solution lies in only one place: the United States Congress. And that is a statement from Adelup in response to the press conference held by Congressman Michael Sim Nicholas yesterday. The Joint Information Center reports 11 people are hospitalized for COVID. Out of the 11 patients, 7 are vaccinated, 4 unvaccinated. Public Health reports a total of 13 new positive cases out of 978 tests performed on December 1st. Of the new cases, 1 was identified through contact tracing. To date, there have been a total of 19,227 officially reported cases, 266 deaths. 1,489 people are in isolation, and there have been more than 17,000 recoveries. The CAR score is 0.5. To date, a total of 125,695 people have been fully vaccinated. The CNMI, in the meantime, reports 104 new cases of COVID from testing on November 30th to December 1st. There are 548 active cases and 8 hospitalizations. There have been 771 new cases since October 28th. The total case count in the NMI since March of last year is now 1,062. 87.3% of the eligible population is fully vaccinated. According to the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation, of the 104 new cases, 23 were identified via community testing and 81 via contact tracing. Of the 81 identified via contact tracing, 52 were in quarantine. The vaccination status of the 104 new cases are pending verification. And joining us now in the Zoom room from the CNMI is our Tomas Manglona. Good morning, Tomas.
Good morning, Bree, Chris, Jason, Joser. Yes, yesterday around 10 in the morning, we reported 103 new cases over the course of the past few days. And then at 1 a.m. this morning, they made that report of 104 new cases. So the CNMI has now surpassed over 1,000 cases as of this morning. And last night, CNMI Hospital Chief Esther Munoz says that most of the cases were found as positive for COVID-19 5 days after contact tracers determined their high-risk close contacts and had them in quarantine. Of the 8 hospitalizations, 1 of them is vaccinated. And one thing that the CEO also mentioned was that the fast-spreading Delta variant was the most concerning. She says that this is something we're witnessing here in the CNMI for ourselves. She points out that we went from just 2 cases to close to 700 in the last 2 months. And so that is something that is really concerning. And so as we shared, of the 104 new cases reported just after midnight today, 23 identified through community testing, 81 via contact tracing, and of the 81, 52 were identified while in quarantine. And of course, the vaccination status for now the past 200 or so cases is still pending verification. We also did want to share this interview that we did with the medical director at Public Health at the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation, Lillian Muldoon, if we're able to share that.
In addition to the 3 W's, which I think everyone understands and does a pretty good job practicing, I really want to emphasize to the public the importance of isolating yourself when you feel sick. And so if anyone is having symptoms of potential COVID, and that includes a sore throat, cough, runny nose, shortness of breath, fatigue, loss of taste and smell, or even diarrhea, those are symptoms that you should stay home. You can make yourself available to go get a COVID test if you can. But if you have any lingering of symptoms, I would recommend for you to stay at home, not go to work, not go out with your friends, because it's each of our personal responsibilities to not spread the virus if there's a possibility that we could have it. Spread the virus if there's a possibility that we could have it.
And at a press conference earlier this week, Esther Muñoz shared that the Saipan Hospital's emergency room has just been slammed with residents showing up with COVID-19 symptoms. They're planning to expand the hospital capacity as they continue to utilize the alternate care site at Kanoa Resort, which has about 30 beds. According to the latest report, the CNMI, of course, has a 87.3% vaccination rate. It's been a few days since we've heard from the government or the governor's office, but this morning around 8 o'clock, we're planning to hear from the governor and his COVID-19 task force. We'll be holding a press conference. Bree and Chris are expected to release some new guidelines, possibly new restrictions. It hasn't been clarified, but of course, they will be addressing the surge of cases. And of course, Antinian and Rhoda, they're still looking into possible quarantine sites there as the cases continue to surge in the NMI. Of course, many people pointing out that hotels are getting full given this surging cases, and a lot of folks wondering whether or not home isolation or home quarantine is going to be an option moving forward given the rise in cases.
Tomas, I wanted to ask, because you were mentioning how the ER that's slammed over there, the CHCC, and they have the alternate care facility. Has there been any word on whether or not the government is going to be making a request, like GMH has done, which the governor here has done, in requesting for DOD's help to send medical teams?
We have yet to hear of any such requests, but both the COVID-19 Task Force Chair Warren Villagomez and the CEO of the hospital have said that Homeland Security and FEMA officials are providing some assistance. And so we'll see. Of course, most of the cases right now, we're at 8 hospitalizations, which is a rise. And of course, the concern will increase if more hospitalizations do occur, given the capacity of the healthcare system here. Mm-hmm. And so we're expected to hear at 8 a.m. about this. So far, we have not heard from the governor himself about the surging cases or any restrictions. It's been a few days. And so this morning will be the first that we're hearing, really, on what will be done from the COVID-19 task force.
Is the governor off island? Is he in the national governor's?
I don't believe so. I know that he went to the island of Tinian to meet with the mayor and also airline officials when the first community cases were identified there. We've been told this entire week to expect restrictions. We were told that around, I believe on Wednesday. It's Friday now, and so we'll see in just an hour what will come given the spike in cases, which the hospital believes to be driven by the Delta variant here.
Mm-hmm. Has this Esther Muñoz, have they released any information on the MAB treatments and if whether or not all of these cases or majority of these cases or any of these cases that tested positive are receiving the MAB treatment, which is helping with reducing hospitalizations?
We know at least of the 8 cases, because we just learned about the most recent ones, we know that at least 4 of them are receiving ICU level of care. That probably has changed, though it hasn't been confirmed. And one thing she did share that was new information was that they're planning to ship MAB treatments to Rhoda and Tinian, and they're planning to bring staff to Rhoda and Tinian to train them on how to administer the treatment. So they're definitely preparing. Of course, Rhoda still has yet to confirm any cases.
All right, well, I guess we'll look forward to that 8 o'clock, right? 8 o'clock press conference.
Yes, 8 o'clock press conference where they're expected to release restrictions, yes.
All right. Well, Tomas, if you need to jump on after that to update us, don't be shy.
All right, Chris, I will.
Be safe.
Yeah. Thank you, Tomas.
President Biden is set to visit the National Institutes of Health today, where he will deliver remarks on actions his administration plans to take to tackle the Omicron variant. The development comes just a day after the strain was first detected in the U.S. Deborah Alfarone reports from the White House.
With the Omicron variant now here, President Biden is pulling out all the stops to contain it.
We'll fight this variant with science and speed, not chaos and confusion.
Beginning next week, the Biden administration will require all international air travelers to get tested within 1 day of departure to the U.S. instead of 3. The administration will also extend mask mandates on public transportation through mid-March, launch family vaccination clinics, and require health insurers to cover 100% of the cost of at-home COVID tests.
150 million Americans have private insurance. Those insurance companies now must cover the cost of at-home testing. At the same time, we're going to have tens of millions of at-home tests available.
Part of the new White House strategy also includes a winter push to try and convince about 100 million eligible Americans to get booster shots through walk-in appointments at pharmacies nationwide.
Boosters provide the highest level of protection. If you don't have your booster shot, go get your booster shot today.
The person with the first confirmed case of the Omicron variant in the U.S., a traveler who recently returned to the country from South Africa, was vaccinated but was not yet eligible to get a booster shot. After first being identified in South Africa last week, the strain has now been detected in more than 25 countries. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, the White House.
And with your sports link, here is Dave Delgado.
SportsLink is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape.
I'm here with professional rugby player Jacob Flores, who plays for the Seattle Seawolves, back home, spending time with the fam. Looking back at your first season, how blessed and fortunate are you just to, one, be playing professional sports, and two, to be playing and finish a season during these trying times?
Pandemic was in 2020, and I haven't played rugby for, over a year. It's just one of those things that I just been putting into work. And I got the call sometime in March, and they just asked me if I was ready to go like that same week. And as I said, I just been staying ready. I ended up playing that same weekend. It was a good time. Those guys became family, man. That's our group. It's an Islander thing. And I was the only Guamanian obviously there, but it was a good time, bro. They took me in, and just overall, the team is just like a huge melting pot of talent, like from all over the world, bro. And these guys been playing high level rugby for most of their life, and just to be there, to be able to grow and learn and seek my own excellence, and man, it's just a blessing, really, because like for me this past year, it was my rookie season, so it's just one of those things where I was just taking everything in and absorbing and learning the system.
Any talks with the coaches of maybe, utilizing you a little bit more in different ways, or just, bringing you back on the squad so you can contribute any way you can?
I did speak with my coach before the season ended, and he did anticipate bringing me back next season. It's just one of those things where nothing's guaranteed, right? Nothing's guaranteed unless it's on contract. So definitely just staying ready, doing the work. One thing that was mentioned was, me personally, I'm like one of the smaller flankers on my team, which is the position that I play. And like the first game I played, I went in for one of my boys, Samu. Samu's probably like 6'5", and I'm 5'11". So it's what my coach told me is that he does want to use me in other positions, and I was told that we'll leave that for him to decide. And yeah, it's just one of those things where you just got to stay ready. You got to put into work. And if you get that call up, then, you just got to show up.
Giving your time to help with the groundskeeping at the Weddingale field.
GRC, that's my home field. I've been playing rugby with GRC since 2005. That's where the roots is firm. And it's just really good to go back home, be there with the boys. We had a cleanup this weekend, so that's something that the boys always do. And if anybody ever wants to volunteer, just reach out to the Guam Rugby Club and see when the next cleanup is. And it's just another way to give back to the community.
East of football from the Ukadu field, Southern High traveling up north to face the Bulldogs. Ukadu's Austin Apatang with the tackle on the play. Josiah Quintanilla drops back, looking for an open receiver. Rolls right and hits Isaiah Toposhnia for the first down. Bulldogs defense hold and forces the turnover on downs. Gregory Martinez blows through the middle and makes the tackle for a loss. Dolphins D also forcing the turnover. Quintanilla hits Jaron Leon Guerrero on the quick slant. Apatang comes over to assist on the play and forces the fumble. Teammate Troy Munya with the fumble recovery. Quintanilla dropping back again. This time finds Toposhnia on the out route. Nice grab by Isaiah, who dives into the end zone for the score. Apatang was all over the field for the home team. First down reception here. Dolphins go on to win 20-0. Southern High will face the Father Duenas Friars in the semis this Friday at 7 p.m. at the GW Field. The GW Geckos and Guam High Panthers meet up on Saturday night at Guam High at 7 p.m. Shout out to Jones Media for the fresh video. Round 4 of the Pro Line Drifting Championships went down at the Raceway Park in Jigo. Carl Dumasic was crowned the winner again this round, catching him up to just 2 points from Von Burrell, who still holds the lead in the season points. The final round, number 5, is scheduled for Sunday, December 5th, to close off the 2021 season. Von Burrell is in first with 74 points. Carl Dumasic in second with 72. Matt Pilarka in third with 54 points. Jasper Leong is in fourth with 50 points. The University of Guam's varsity baseball program is looking for athletes to play for the Tritons in the upcoming spring and fall seasons. Aspiring collegiate baseball players ages 16 to 22 are invited to tryouts to be held December 4th and 5th from 9 in the morning to 12 in the afternoon at the George Washington High School baseball field. For more info, contact Coach Roque Alcantara Jr. at 747-4579. The Team Elite Exhibition Tournament features teams in the U8 through U16 age divisions. This annual tournament gives Team Elite members game time experience on the court. Let's check out some highlights from the U10 division. Brian Hahn Jr. stopping and popping for the long two. Maddie Orchura calling for the ball in the paint. Orchura gets the ball and goes high off the backboard for the score. Apollo Moylan going to the rack on the play for the floater off the window. Junior division results now. The Hawks beat the Hornets 27-18. The Warriors got the win over the Nets 31-26. The Jazz slipped by the Hawks 26-21. And the Warriors got the win over the Raptors 37-35. The tournament wraps up this weekend with games being played at the National Training Center in Teason and the Guam Sports Complex in Harmon. Moylan, making his way to the basket, gives it up to teammate Luke Laxamana for the last basket in the win. Educators in Metgood laced up in the DPR Gov Guam Co-Ed Invitational Basketball League. Tony Kanata was cleaning up the boards for Metgood. Follow-up here, good for 2 points. Chris Flores was cashing out. Flores bringing back that swagger. Castro almost turns the ball over, but teammate Rivera regains possession and takes it up for the tough shot baseline. Back the other way, Regis with the assist from Punzalan. Spot up 3 all net. Metgood leading in the first half. Kanata inbounding the ball. Lily Conception goes inside to Christine Villena for another easy basket. Flores with the pass to Jenny Mata. Deep ball is money. Cha-ching. Kanata goes hard to the rim here. Nice hustle play by Ken Castro to close the lane. Teammate Sharice Bola got his back for the putback off glass. Chris Flores back at it. 3-pointer from up top.
Drano. Metgood held on for the win. Lily Conception goes inside for the layup in the W. Roll call for this year's ESA All-Island football selections for offense. Let's take a look at some highlights while I run through the list. At center, Roman Sablon, GW. Guards, Avery Gamboa from Guam High, Brian Hayes from GW. Tackles, Richard Borja from Southern High, Arnold Rokop from GW. Fullback, Randy Ngoko from Guam High, Jermaine Molo from JFK. Utility player went to Vance Meno from FD. This year's punt returner, Benjamin Harris from Guam High. Running backs, Kyle Gogui from FD and Aiden Lumba from Simon Sanchez. Quarterback, Aaron Johnson from Guam High. Tight ends, Isaiah Toposnia from Southern High. Robert Raras from GW. Wide receivers, Jake Cruz from GW. Benjamin Harris from Guam High. Kicker, Alex Sojo from FD. Kick returner, Jake Cruz from GW. Now for this year's MVPs, an exclusive from Clutch Guam. In programming news, you know we always got you covered. Tune in and catch all of your NFL action right here on the stations of KUAM. Monday, December 6th on KUAM TV 11, 4 in the morning, NFL on CBS, LA Chargers at Cincinnati Bengals. Keep it locked to KUAM TV 11 at 7:25 in the morning. More NFL on CBS, Baltimore Ravens at Pittsburgh Steelers. Switch it over to KUAM TV 8 at 11:20 in the morning. NBC Sunday Night Football, Denver Broncos at Kansas City Chiefs.
SportsLink is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape. SportsLink is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape.
And with your news in Chamorro, here is Ken Conception.
Buenos updates to get some to be kunut sa morgan ni KUAM News. Presenta ni Familian Mito gi First Hawaiian Bank. Guam Police Department sa matutuhan inimbestigan finaytay. Dispesa naman respondo po ng report na untaw-taw umaasang gilutano at kumalalantin. Official polisiya ginidade do precinct sa mga respondo guato giagan Webis gizadzigo gotrobandan sana ni Fire Department sa nifyo ni Premier Apartments. Mamaagang lagi Highway Patrol. Makika-identifika i biktima ni Colambente Gaye gi 20 anyos na edad. Mafaisan ni publiko para ofan manadzuda sa naging guahalumi este na susedimento gi Route 1 na talan kanto ni talan Pali Ramon guhi na ogaan. Para matap si biktima para matungo afa de posir son na matay. Masa suntu uno na off-duty na official polisiya Sa maresta po DUI después ane crash gifyo ni Polaris Point gizapiti gidia 14 de Nobyembre. Maresta si Jose Valenzuela Agan, 24 anos na edad. Después mas maimbestiga ni Highway Patrol. Gitinituin este na mes maatsaki si Agan por assault contra otro na oficial publiko. Ane apatig uno na medic dapat mada otro gifasunya. Gimetkilis maresta por mas inatsaki no samano reckless driving while impaired, reckless driving with injuries, speedings and unsafe lane change. Mabuk si Agan pas makandalo. Yuto mo na sunto para pago na business gini KUAM News gifinut sa Moro. Después ane plead guilty para segundo grado na sexual conduct no primer grado na felony para mapreso si Refton Rawson para 15 años na tempo. Gabrin na mes 2019 na sakan si Rawson dan si Ermina Socoyo sa mamolestan Bosnia o 12 años na menor edad. Si Socoyo sa esta servicios años gipreso dan sigone sa nanganay biktima ti para mapreso mas. Todi dos, David yung madahestra na sex offenders. Para Guam News Network, Gosikin Conception. Yasuto gifinut sa Moro sa presenta sa ninafatto ni Familiang Mizo gi First Hawaiian Bank.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app. Want a better look at your spending? With Money Map, you can automatically create budgets and manage where your money is going. Know when you have a green light or when it's time to slow down. Maybe cook more meals at home this week. Set your goals, track your progress, and find your way to exactly where you want to be. With Money Map from the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app. It all starts with yes.
Get the job done the right way by getting the right stuff at East West Rental Center. With years of experience helping builders, we definitely got what you need. Call 646-1463 or visit us in Upper Tumon. Open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore. Stop on by and visit our showroom today. We offer everyday low prices on all major outdoor power equipment like bush cutter, chainsaw, power washer, generators, and more. Need service, repair, maintenance? Well, check out Guam's best superstore only at Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape, located in Barragata along Army Drive between Submarina and Besta Market. Call 735-7446 for more information. Now shipping to surrounding islands. Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore.
Do you feel like you're missing out on something? Make life more rewarding with Pacific Points. Earn and redeem points for bill rebates and free load at IT&E, discounts on fuel at Shell, vouchers at Foodies, and United Mileage Plus miles. You can even pay with Pacific Points at IT&E, Shell, and Foodies. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information. The relationship between Guam and Manila, Philippines is undeniable as we share similar cultural traditions, history, and heritage. With generations of Filipinos calling Guam home, KUAM presents a monthly look at the capital city, featuring in-depth and engaging interviews on everything from medical tourism to new business and government leaders. Veteran newscaster Nestor Lecanto delivers Beyond Our Borders. This special program is brought to you by KFC.
Uno Mixed. We're mixing it up on the last Thursday of every month with a look at lifestyle, entertainment, food, and so much more on the stations, networks, and digital platforms of KUAM Communications.
Uno Mixed is presented to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Pepsi. That's what I like.
We all know that a healthy lifestyle is important to prevent chronic diseases and long-term illnesses and boost mental health. It's difficult to determine exactly which healthy habits are worth investing in to live longer and healthier lives. But FHP is here to help. Tune into The Link every Tuesday for FHP Hafa Health Tips, brought to you by Take Care. Helpful advice about healthy lifestyle choices that will have a big difference in your health from the medical experts at FHP Clinic. FHP Hafa Health Tips on The Link every Tuesday is brought to you by Take Care.
Get ready to run or ride to 22 with the Miles Challenge. Join the challenge from now till January 31st to rack up those miles on foot or by cycling. Runners can choose from 100, 200, and 300 miles. Cyclists 300, 600, and 900 miles. Go to mileschallenge.com to select your challenge and register today. The Run and Ride to 22 Challenge is brought to you by Uproar, Trench Challenge, Kill Cliff, and KUAM Communications. Donation proceeds to benefit the EMC Cancer Foundation. Guam is good.
The world of television is more exciting than ever. Don't miss a minute of special presentations from NBC on KUAM TV 8 or from CBS on KUAM TV 11. Every month, we'll bring you the fun and excitement of award shows and red carpet moments, special series presentations, and other great network programs. Brought to you locally by King's Restaurant, Ruby Tuesday Guam, and Docomo Pacific, giving you more reasons to tune in and turn on. Fall in love with TV again with the best from KUAM Communications.
Let's get merry during the most wonderful time of the year by making spirits bright. KUAM Communications and Coast 360 want to highlight your decorations and lights by flooding the social media pages of KUAM with your videos and photos. Finish your holiday setup, snap a few shots or video of your delightful display, and send it to us through social media or email them to promotions@KUAM.com. Check out our posts every Friday or tune in to KUAM News Weekend Edition for a special montage of the submissions certain to be making spirits bright with every broadcast. Warmest holiday wishes from KUAM Communications and Coast 360 Federal Credit Union. Together, we thrive.
Welcome back to The Link, everybody. We are going to take our Zoom room over to Teason, where our good friend Landon Idlet with the National Weather Service is standing by in what seems to be an ever-expanding enchanted forest of Christmas trees, both real and artificial, and more LED lights than probably the government of Guam has.
Yeah, this office is funded by Home Depot, so thank you, Home Depot, for all the great lights and decorations. And really, I have just not got around to decorating my house this year because I have been at the office so much. I'm running several conferences this week, and it's been 2 a.m., 3 a.m. mornings all this week going to in the evening hours, and I just don't have time to put up lights at home, but I do have a few. But you can see my office. I take a little break, and I put up a couple hundred more lights, and I take another break and put up some more stuff. So
basically what you're saying is you work these incredibly, brutally crazy hours at the most ungodliest of times and everything like that. So to pass the time, you actually decorate. You and Sabrina are like spirit animals.
Yeah, I try to decorate once in a while. I'm trying to show you my desk. I don't know. Can we see it? There we go. Yeah, my desk is absolute chaos. And I had to move all the papers off because I'm working so many different things right now, and I have papers everywhere on the floor. I have clothes on the couch. You know, I need a housekeeper. So.
Hey, anybody? It pays well. And as I understand it, the way you even roll up your Christmas lights is, you know, you're like the epitome of well organized. See, when I do that at the end of the year, I just take them, I wind them up all around my arm, and I just throw them back into the closet. How can I see yours? Like how do you actually wind those?
Let me see. I'm going to turn you around right quick. You just keep them. They're brand new lights, so when you have the fold in them, you can just bend them right back up together and just bind them together. So it works pretty well. So not bad at all, but it just takes time and diligence, and I'm running out of time and diligence.
And it also happens to be a tad bit OCD. I mean, a little bit of that doesn't hurt.
Yeah, a little bit of that does not hurt. And of course, it's the end of the week, and I'm catching the flight out to New Orleans tomorrow morning, bright and early. I have a 4 a.m. teleconference tomorrow morning, and then once I finish that, pack up and go to the airport. So it's just right up to the last minute. But
very nice.
It's December. What the heck?
Well, hopefully,
yeah,
as you leave your island paradise and everything like that, you know, you'll be heading out to the bayou, of course. But is there any weather that you anticipate that we could be seeing in your stead?
Yeah, there's actually a lot of weather out there. And when I turned you around to the radar, It's actually beautiful out there, and I've had so many emails and WhatsApp messages this last week, especially with all the Christmas events going on. A lot of worry and concern about the Christmas lighting event at Skinner Plaza last night. Also in the CNMI, the governor had to cancel their lighting last week because of the weather, and then it's much better yesterday and today, and that's going to continue into Saturday. There is absolutely nothing out there. A little bit, the winds are up, so you see that green, the butterfly effect of the radar. That's a little bit of the wind and the sea spray up in the air. We're right about 10 to 15 mile per hour winds with some gusts higher up once in a while. And that's going to be the theme through today and tonight. And zooming out, there is just absolutely nothing out there with the dry conditions, large and in control. And going to our infrared satellite, yeah, much the same. We see a little bit of the white color. Those are the cirrus clouds, upper level clouds from the, you could call it distant typhoon 27W. I call it the 27W markator because it's a complicated name. Nyato, I think that might be the name.
Ooh, and that's that thing that left us a couple days ago, right?
That's the thing that gave us several days of weather as it's pushing through. Yikes. And so luckily it was slow to develop, and now it's sitting northwest of us, moving away. But it's going to be like one of those bad relationships that eventually breaks up in the next 48 hours because it's a category powerful typhoon with 145 mile per hour winds, and it looks like it's going to be right about peak because it's showing some signs of weakening as it wraps around to our northwest, but there's some long-term tendencies that it's going to curve around and go back toward the south, and I'll get into that very shortly. Farther south, the monsoon is kicking up across Palau and Yap State, but nothing like what was the case in October with Tropical Storm Kampasu in the Philippine Sea, which really wrecked Palau with a lot of rainfall for over a week and damaging winds and stuff. So that's not the case down there, but showers and thunderstorms for them and west winds. So go ahead and pull up the slides, Jason, and we're going to go right into the show and talk about what are we looking at for the weekend ahead and also next week. So the drier weather will definitely continue for the coming days. We have a small trough, a surface trough that will push through probably around Saturday night into Sunday. That's going to give us an uptick in showers and maybe a few more gusts of wind from the northeast, but nothing significant. Return back to drier weather by the start of the week. Typhoon Yetsu meanders northwest of Guam, and it could make a turn back toward the south. But again, this is nothing to be concerned about, and I'll get into those details very shortly. There is a high risk of rip currents. We have hazardous seas and surf across the region, and that's from several sources. The trade winds to our east, and also this typhoon to our northwest. We have waves coming from every direction. The Guam fire danger is low. Extreme drought continues for Kapinga Maringi in far southern Pohnpei State, and the monsoon struggles across western Micronesia. So the droughts slide, of course, abundant rainfall across all of the region except for Kapinga Maringi. That's not going to change anytime soon, but they did have a decent rainfall around Thanksgiving, so that was some short-term mitigation. The next slide, the high risk of rip currents along east and north-facing reefs from that large trade wind swell, that could shift toward the northwest, possibly in the coming days, as a result of the strong winds whipping around the typhoon to our northwest. And of course, some precautions. If you're caught in those rip currents, know what to do if you're caught. First off, don't go out. If you can't swim, don't go out if we have hazardous surf and rip currents. But if you do get caught in one, break out of that current, swim parallel to shore, and come back over the reef. You don't want to do that because you'll be fighting the reef at that point. And so again, this is for north and east facing reefs on the next slide. So all these beaches from the commercial port all the way up to Agana Bay, Tumon Bay, and then up around Britannia Beach are probably going to be closed today because of these hazards. And then all the way down the eastern side, including Paga Point, Marble Cave, Eleg Bay, Jeff's Pirates Cove, Telefopo Bay, all those common areas for the hazardous surf. The next slide, this is showing the typhoon, that track. And if you look on the left image, you see this wind field, the red, the yellow, and the blue colors. That will be shrinking down because, again, it's going to be one of those bad relationships. It's going to fall apart very rapidly. It's going to be losing its structure because it's fighting a very harsh environment with the winter weather pattern in the North Pacific. It's going to be fighting a boundary, a cold frontal boundary to the north. A lot of vertical wind shear that's going to rip it apart. But the low-level circulation is what's going to be making that turn toward the southwest eventually in about 48 to 72 hours. At that point, it's going to be very weak, and it's going to eventually meet its demise and dissipate. So again, it's going to make that turn likely, but this is not a threat to Guam and the CNMI. So keep that in mind.
And Landon, that's kind of interesting because as you've educated us here on the show, as well as our viewers and everything like that, storms tend to feed off energy and get stronger. In this case, it's actually energy from surrounding systems that's literally ripping this thing apart.
Yeah, we're kind of in that boundary between seasons. You have the warm, moist, tropical environment to the south, and then the developing winter weather pattern in the North Pacific. And so we have that very strong cold frontal system up across. Actually, if you come to my camera, I'm going to show you what we're looking at. So this is the scatterometer showing that hand analysis that we do twice a day. So that cold frontal boundary extending well down from the North Pacific, and then it comes right into the typhoon. And so this interaction is going to rip it apart. It's just not a very good environment for the typhoon to survive. They want to modify their environment, keep it holistic to their own development. And once they get into the North Pacific, that's where they get into more hostility with the vertical wind shear, the upper level patterns, upper level winds, and it just does not do well in that environment. So that's to our good news. And so this is when we have these developing systems across the Mariana Islands, we're waiting for that vertical wind shear to decrease. That's when we expect things to start coming together as a system forms over our region. But usually that shear sometimes hold on longer than expected, and it just prevents the development in our region. So that's been a good factor for our tropical cyclones in the last 2 years across the Mariana Islands.
I would also think this would be welcome news for our friends in the Air Force to do the Operation Christmas drop and everything like that, because smooth skies for those guys.
Yeah, they definitely want smooth skies, and right now across central and eastern Micronesia, it is not bad out there, but it's just that ongoing monsoon across the western parts that they have to watch out for. Moving right along, we're going to skip past the joint typhoon warning slide and go right to our season surf. And I put a red box around the wave outlook because this is the EPAN buoy showing the wave forecast for EPAN buoy. And again, this is an east-facing shoreline, and so Guam blocks his buoy from a lot of the swell action from the northwest. And so don't take this as fact that we're looking at 6 foot seas, because a lot of that west wave action, the northwest wave action, is being blocked by the island. So our sea forecasts are going to be up a little bit from what this outlook is. So we're going to be pushing hazardous sea conditions probably by Sunday with the northwest swell building in from that typhoon. So that's about 8 to 10 foot combined sea. So keep that in mind if you have plans to be out on the waters later this weekend. Those west and northwest swell will be building, as well as the east and northeast trade wind swell. That'll remain elevated. And the next slide, Santa's going to be making its trip soon. This is one of our Weather Service forecasters briefing Rudolph on conditions last year so he could have a safe weather, uneventful flight. And so IDSS, or Decision Support Services, is what the Weather Service is about. And I've been excited to attend and represent the United States in the International Typhoon Committee Conference yesterday and today. And if you remember, back in 2019, we hosted the Typhoon Committee here on Guam for the first time for their annual conference. And so that's going on yesterday and today. And I presented to the committee about the Weather Service Decision Support Services, because that is what we're about, the communications, making sure people know exactly what to expect, the impacts, and how we can relay that information more accurately and consistency to people so they can understand what's going on out there.
I love the graphics too. That's actually one of my favorite Christmas specials.
I watched it so many times growing up, and I have not seen it in several years. So I need to look for that on YouTube or something one of these days.
You know what? We're happy to have you here on the island of Guam instead of like the island of Misfit Toys.
Hey, there's always a place for Misfit Toys. So.
Yeah, see, I go back a ways, man. I'm OG when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, I love those movies. Just pure classics. The week ahead, not bad today, mostly sunny and dry today and into Saturday, but we're going to have that surface trough come in, bring a few more showers Saturday night, Sunday, and then dry off to start the week next week. And so really not that bad for us. And I'll be back in 2 weeks. My brother will cover for me the next couple Mondays.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. And you know what? We wish you safe travels and everything like that. The Omicron variant, obviously a lot of people are paying attention to that. But have fun on the bayou, man. Get some of that gumbo, and we'll see you soon.
I want shrimp. Thank you.
Thanks, Landon. 7:33 right here on the link, Friday, December 3rd. Let's go ahead and go into this interview here. We kind of broke it on the show yesterday as a viral WhatsApp message indicating that there was going to be hiring, a limited term appointment hiring going on at the Guam Environmental Protection Agency. And the WhatsApp message basically said, hey, send your resume this way because we've got to hire a bunch of people by Monday. And so we were able to get from Guam EPA, the Public Information Officer, Nick Lee.
Nick Lee, Guam EPA, thanks for coming on. Guam EPA, thanks for coming on. And we'll just get right into it, Nick. As I'm sure you're aware, there was a viral WhatsApp message that was forwarded many times. And this message reads, Guam EPA has an opportunity to hire a number of competitive limited term appointment positions within the agency. These positions are unclassified with a single term lasting up to 18 months to include full benefits. The positions are for entry level, but could be higher depending on applicants' experience. We will be hiring for all sections and programs within Guam EPA. Please see our webpage for a more complete agency description. Positions will range from our Administrative Services Division and Information Technology section to our more technical divisions like the Airland Division and our Water Division. Please have any interested applicants, email me, jesse.cruz@epa.guam.gov, a cover letter indicating the positions they're interested in, a copy of their current resume, and a completed GovGuam employment application. There's a quick turnaround on this as I will need resumes by close of business Monday, December 6, 2021. Again, this is a competitive hiring process, and by submitting a resume, nothing is implied or guaranteed. Please forward and distribute. Thanks. I guess just first of all, Nick, is this how Guam EPA normally announces that they're trying to fill positions, is via viral WhatsApp message?
No, that's not normal. Usually when we're going to announce a position, it's usually for something classified, and that goes through the normal announcement process through Department of Administration. We do have a unique opportunity to onboard and increase our capacity with the agency for positions through limited term appointment. I do need to point out that limited term appointments still have to qualify for the position. We're not going to be able to just hire anybody. And so applications and resumes for anybody that's interested in working with the agency are still going to be evaluated by a recruitment branch over at DOA. And, Ed and Bernie, they run a tight ship over there. We defer to their expertise in terms of getting us a list of candidates for LTA positions that we're seeking to fill. So we did have a plan in place. It's something that we're reevaluating right now. The first thing that we do need to do is inform our board. And so when I said that,
wait a second. So what are you going to inform the board about?
Well, remember, our board is our policy board, and so it's no big secret that the agency has staffing issues. There's a lot of work to be done. We're a small agency. And we are transparent with our board in terms of our operations. So the board has not been apprised of what our plans were for a capacity building. And so we do need to give them that courtesy. We do want their input in terms of the positions that we're gonna announce. I mean, the message was very broad. When we roll out an official announcement, you'll actually see positions that we're looking for. That way, interested applicants are going to be able to
Nick,
look at.
I get what you're saying about how technical these positions are, but I think we're kind of getting ahead of the conversation here. I kind of want to focus on this message that went out, because this message, it's unofficial, like you said, but there's merit to it. There's truth to it, because you guys are actually hiring. So how are we to know that this wasn't like a flag run up saying, hey, everybody who's supporting Lou and Josh for re-election, hey, email your resume over to me, because we need to hire all these limited term appointments and we got to do it by Monday. You know what I mean? On its
Simply
surface, it really, that's how it looks.
That's simply not the case. So we do not have any interference from the administration. In fact, the administration is very supportive of us. They're very insistent that we get this done. There's a lot of work that we've been able to accomplish, especially during the pandemic, and they want to see us successful. The legislature too, they want to see us successful. There's also a bill that was introduced by the speaker, co-authored by our committee chair, looking to give us $650,000 for capacity building. So our agency has so much support from both the legislature and the administration. We're not going to take that for granted. Definitely not going to take that for granted. It's not a political hire. I know that's what it looks like, but that's not the truth. We don't care what your political affiliation is, as long as you're qualified for the position, as long as you can pass a drug test, as long as you're vaccinated or you're willing to undergo weekly testing, and we can clear budget. There's a good chance that you'd be able to get picked up with the agency. Absolutely. So there's no interference at all. There's nothing but support.
Nick, how are we to guarantee though that applicants haven't already sent their resumes to this Jesse Cruz guy over at Guam EPA? And how are we to guarantee that when you guys do officially announce these positions, which I'm presuming is not going to, I mean, if this message says that you're trying to collect resumes by Monday, that timeline's, I'm assuming that's not an accurate timeline anymore.
The agency's not trying to collect anything by Monday. That was an arbitrary date. I'm not sure what the reasons are for that date.
So how do we guarantee that people haven't submitted their resumes and their applications to this Jesse Cruz guy? And how do we guarantee that they're not going to get preferential treatment now that we know this message has been forwarded so many times? I'm pretty sure there were people who may have saw it and may have sent their resumes thinking that it was legit. What's to happen with that? And how do we ensure that the competitive process for hiring these positions is kept intact, given that, I don't know, a lot of people think it's been tainted already by this viral message?
Well, if there have been any applications or resumes sent, the right thing to do would be to have those individuals resubmit them. I mean, anybody can drop off a resume or an application to our agency or to the Department of Administration. Nobody's going to stop you from doing that. Now, to make the process fair, because we didn't officially announce it, once we post actual position titles on our webpage, the process is going to be clearer. And so if anybody who received that message complied with it and submitted things, resubmit. That's the only way that we're.
So were you guys were you able to confirm, did any resumes get submitted to Mr. Jesse Cruz?
I believe maybe 2 did. Not a whole lot of interest. Maybe 2.
Maybe 2.
If that, yeah, maybe 2. That's about it.
As I mean, is Mr. Cruz, is he like in charge of hiring at Guam EPA?
The individual that sent out the message, he's our monitoring and analytical services administrator. He's a very hardworking individual.
But is he in charge of? Nick, is he the guy at Guam EPA who is normally in charge of receiving resumes and applications for hiring?
No, he's not.
So he was acting outside of his area of responsibility?
We all wear multiple hats in the agency. If someone wanted to submit an application and a resume to me, I'll intake it and I'll log it in. Sure. Is he gone?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Where was I at with this?
You were just saying how people could give you an application.
Yeah. I'll take it in. We all wear multiple hats.
Right, but I mean, I'm sure, Nick. I mean, because you've been around a while, just the optics of like if I give my resume or application to somebody like you who works at Guam EPA, then to me the implication would be that it's preferential treatment because I've got an in, right, as opposed to having people submit resumes and applications like the regular. So let's just go back. At Guam EPA, if I was to apply for a position, where would I submit my resume and application to?
Once we put out that official notice specific to our intention to hire limited term appointment, that would go through us. We would then consult with DOA recruitment because they are the authority on evaluating all of the applications and all of the resumes. Based on whatever position is applied for, we'll receive feedback from recruitment branch as to whether or not this person is qualified for the job. Once they're qualified, we'll go through the process of ensuring that the person the action clears budget. Again, we would attach.
What's the funding source for these hires?
The funding source has not been determined at this time. We did receive some money from the ARP. We do have some CARES Act funding. We also have our consolidated grant. So we have flexibility on our funding. Not anything to the point where we can hire a bunch of people. I mean, a large amount of people. We're not going to be able to staff to our desired level, but we are going to get additional help. And I do want to point out that the individuals that we're looking for, they really do have to be qualified because we submit a 5-year work plan to our federal counterparts at Region 9. And that 5-year work plan is the basis for us to receive our consolidated grant funding. So the people that we are going to onboard, we need to make sure that they're going to be able to help us carry out everything that we say in our 5-year work plan. In fact, depending on the funding source, Region 9 will have some say in terms of us being able to hire. So there's a lot of checks and balances here. Unfortunately, the individual was eager to get this process started. He was responsible for 3 major projects throughout the pandemic. He was the catalyst for the abandoned derelict vessel removal. He was the catalyst for the tire.
I get what you're saying, Nick. I get what you're saying. You're basically trying to say that Mr. Jesse Cruz is a valuable employee over at Guam EPA who spearheaded a lot of great operations, but he's just not in charge in any way of hiring or receiving resumes or applications.
No.
So is he going to be reprimanded for this, or is it an offense you think that warrants any kind of disciplinary action? Or I mean, from an agency perspective,
you could stand to reason that if you sent out an unofficial message without the appointed authorities' approval, then sure, that you could stand to reason that there's going to be some type of disciplinary action. Now, whatever that is, I'm not able to say.
Yeah. Nick, so just to kind of wrap here in this message, it says you guys have an opportunity to hire a number of competitive limited term appointment positions within the agency. These positions are unclassified with a single term lasting up to 18 months, which means if you're hired in these positions, the term of employment will carry you past the next election. But how many positions are we talking about here? Because it just says hire a number of competitive LTAs.
The number of positions has been determined yet, and that's part of the problem with that message. The other part of the problem with that message is LTAs are 1-year terms. They're not 1.5 years. They're 1-year terms.
Yeah.
So,
but again, we're not disputing the truth of that this message was sent by a Guam EPA employee. So that's confirmed by you that this employee acted out of order and sent this notice out in haste or whatever. But that being said, there are some inaccuracies with the actual message, is what you're saying.
Yes, there are inaccuracies, but There was no ill will here. There was no malice with that. Business goal oriented, eager to get things going, eager to get the big projects going, realizing that the agency needs to help. Unfortunately, this was not something that was approved by the appointed authority, and that's where we are today.
Okay, so what's the timeline on an official announcement for these positions?
Well, we'd like to present our plan to the board first, so that they could give us their input. Again, the board is our policy board. We want them involved with our hiring practices. We want them involved with our operations. A lot of them are new faces, so this is a good time for new blood to give us their feedback. And once we have some feedback and comments from the board, we'll sit down together as an agency and we'll go over how we're going to carry out choosing which divisions are going to get which positions, and then everything will be put out in public.
There you go. So no official timeline. When's the next board meeting then?
1 second. Like, you think I should know these things off the top of my head?
Yeah.
The next board meeting is Thursday, December 16 at 4 p.m. That's going to be via Google Meets. So a link will be published, so you're able to log in through that link or watch it live streamed on our YouTube channel.
Okay, Nick, I just want to give you one last opportunity, and I'd appreciate your honesty. But with this message going around, like I said, everybody I talk to, they look at it and they say, "Oh, this is shaking the tree for re-election, get people hired, get them paid, get them happy, so they vote the right way." But you're saying unequivocally that's not the case at all.
I'm also going to say that that's what happens when you subscribe to unverified information.
Yeah, but in this case, this is unverified information that came from an employee of your agency. It's not some random person that sent something around.
Correct, and I'm here to tell you that there are some inaccuracies with it. It was not approved to be released. We understand what the intention was. We want to make good with the public on this, and set the record straight that there is an intention to hire. There's a plan in place. We do want to consult with our board first. We have no interference from the administration. We have nothing but encouragement from them. They want us to succeed, and we're happy to carry that out. I mean, if you take a look at everything that we've accomplished under their leadership, from getting the rules and regulations for the recycling revolving fund passed, that was huge. That was a long-standing issue since the fund was given to us. These guys get it done in year one. That we were so ecstatic about that. Rules and regulations updates to comply with federal guidelines on safe drinking water. We worked with the legislature. The administration supported us. Huge. Those are all big things. So I can tell you that there's no interference here. The process still requires the applicant to be qualified. We just can't go out onto the street and say, "Hey, work for us." That's not how this works.
Okay. Thank you.
Right here on the link this morning, 7:52, Friday, December 3rd. Cue the oversight chair, Senator Sabina Perez, who's standing by. Guest Senator, your reactions to this whole situation and the comments from the PIO from Guam EPA?
Well, thank you, Chris and Sabrina and Jason and the KUN family for having me this morning, and good morning to the listening audience. So yeah, my initial reaction, I did see it in social media. So immediately I asked my staff to look for a formal official release of that for the public. So, normally when I see any kind of flyers come through social media, I want to promote that to the public so the positions can be filled and the public that are seeking jobs can get jobs as well. And so I guess it seemed like there was haste. Obviously, it looked like initially there was haste in getting this out. And after, I guess, the publicity about, some of the issues with it, I think they had, it looks to me like they pulled back on it, and that's good that they did that. I do want to support Guam EPA to get what they really need. I mean, of course, I obviously have advocated for more funding for them, whether it was ARP funds or through the budget, and I continue to do that. And so I do support any help that they get for staffing, because the capacity is an issue for them in enforcement and carrying out their mandates. So I'm glad that they're re-looking at their notice, and hopefully they can send out a proper notice for the general public.
Right, Senator. But we all know how understaffed Guam EPA and it's actually impeded their ability to properly and adequately carry out their mandate, at least in my opinion. I mean, you take a look around, like illegal dumping, and we've done a million stories of Guam EPA, and it's always the same story. Yes. We don't have enough people to go out and inspect this. We've got 2 people, this and that. So let me just ask you, when they put out this hasty notice and then come to find out it's for limited term appointments, I mean, that's basically a stopgap measure, and it's just, I don't know, it's a little fishy that we're getting LTAs in an election year, you know what I mean?
Yeah, usually I don't see that from Guam EPA, and I only see that generally from DRT. That's something that they put in the budget every year during tax season. So yeah, it was kind of odd to see that. And then Jesse Cruz, I know that he does work for EPA. I've interacted with him, and that's odd that maybe it was kind of like a little flag, but not so much. But I think it was good that they're relooking at their notice and going to formulate a more formal one. But yeah, speaking to the issue of a long term, I know a limited term is a stopgap measure, and it is an opportunity to I guess attract personnel. But I think you're right. We definitely need long term support, and that's what my bill 166 does. 165. Make sure the number's right. 166, correct. So 166 basically. So Guam EPA has the ability to get funding from use tax and through the general fund. Normally, their funding has always been through their special funds and any kind of federal grants that they get. And so it's quite obvious that they need a little bit more help to attract, build capacity. And I just was looking over their budget. A lot of times I see in other agencies, they put in vacant positions. Guam EPA doesn't do that. And I think perhaps they're limiting themselves to the special funds. And this is something that I've even brought up in the board meetings. I've attended their board meetings and the past 2 board meetings. There wasn't any mention of building capacity. I did bring up Bill 166 in the previous, I think in the October meeting, and that, seeking the board support in getting more funds through use tax. So according to law, Guam EPA is entitled to 20% of that, but they just have to put together a budget and present that to the legislature. And so they could have actually potentially doubled their budget. We only give them about $800,000 for the whole year with all their mandates. And, I'm really advocating for the agency to seek more funding because it appears that they need it. They need this funding.
No doubt about that, Senator. Let's switch gears a little bit.
I had a question because we actually had someone that commented in the stream, I think it was the other day.
It was yesterday.
Asking about the online services for driver's license renewal and having issues with it. Have you heard anything?
I can read the comment, Senator. Can you get someone from DMV, they don't come on here, to talk about their online services? They launched the renewal driver's license online, applied since October, and it's already December. Haven't received anything in the mail. Good luck in calling.
Okay, I haven't heard anything through my office, but I could definitely follow up with that one.
Yeah. We've actually got a few. There's been a few comments about the online driver's license renewal that we've gotten over the last few weeks. Can we just?
So happy to look into that issue.
Is there anything else with DRT going on that we need to know about? Have they even tried to resolve that direct deposit issue? Because we heard that with the advanced child tax credit, there were delays because they weren't able to direct deposit, and they had to turn around and print, all the checks. And so I had heard that caused a delay.
Yeah, the one thing that I'm hearing is that DRT had to send out letters to those that applied online, because it was, I believe, one of the issues might have been a change in the routing number, and that was actually originated from the bank. So it didn't have anything to do with the actual online services. So yeah, it was kind of like a fluke, right? At the time when we're trying to promote online services to help relieve some of the administrative time workload. Yeah, it was just odd that it happened at that time.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate.
And then just kind of going back to the DMV issue, I had a friend of mine, he did this whole thing on his Instagram where he had gone to renew his driver's license, and it was something like he showed up at 10 in the morning or 9 in the morning and didn't walk out until about 4:30, right? Which to me in 2021, it's a little ridiculous, especially when Rev and Tax is giving out $11,000 raises. I mean, we should be hiring more, maybe, I don't know what they need, more entry-level positions or more tellers at the counters. I don't know, but it kind of seems like our people just get used to stuff, and I don't think they should just get used to waiting 6, 7, 8 hours,
Yeah, and I did visit DRT recently, and I saw the long lines and people, waiting. So you're right. There should be more on the grounds people potentially with the money that we're getting. Yeah, and I think too, maybe looking at the cycle of things. If everything has to be renewed at one time, can we stagger these things a little bit more? We could probably definitely make things a little bit more functional. And I'm expecting a report from BSP. They're looking into the automation needs of DRT and the government, actually government-wide, to see how we can streamline, the functions or operations. So I'm definitely looking forward to that report. It's due out in December sometime. But yes, I think, there is a lot of room for improvement. Waiting in line, that's, definitely, that we could use our time a little bit more better. So yeah, I'll look into that as well.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, it's just a little ironic when you're right. People wait in line 6, 7, 8 hours, but then when they go try and apply online, it doesn't work because of whatever routing numbers or direct deposits so it kind of seems like we definitely need to figure that out. Bree?
No, I was going to ask, when you visited them, did they provide you an update on the issues with direct deposit?
That was what I got so far in regards to the issue with the ACTC. I haven't, that's the latest that I got. But as far as the online services, I'll definitely, in my next meeting with the director, I would like to follow up on those issues.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Senator. We're going to actually jump over. There's a press conference in the CNMI that's live right now, so we're going to jump over to that. But definitely appreciate your time and the updates on, because we've been getting a lot of calls about Rev and Tax and as well as this EPA thing. So thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
There you go.
Good luck on Monday.
Yeah. 8:03. Are we going to go to this thing?
Yes, we're going to go to the press conference over the CNMI where you may have heard Tomas Manglonia earlier that they may be announcing restrictions possibly as the surge in Saipan continues. And then we've heard there's a case or cases over in Tinian. And so we're going to go there live now.
Yeah, and Governor Ralph Torres is actually talking on the Gary Sword radio show right now. This is being streamed live on Facebook, and we're going to bring it to you right now. Again, right here on the link.
You know, we understand that there may be some tragic news coming out of Saipan. So, again, Governor Torres is live on Facebook. This is a weekly press conference that he has every Friday morning.
All right.
Good heart and try to be positive in every aspect as we live our life moving forward. I would like to also acknowledge that on Monday last week, we started our town hall meeting for our veterans. We had a good turnout, and I look forward to hearing a town hall meeting next Monday. I believe that's at Coblerville. In Tonapac, sorry. It's in Tonapac. So ask that everyone that is able to come down and join us on that evening, please come and share your thoughts on how the Veterans Affairs and the government can help assist you on your needs and perhaps different programs. Our ultimate goal is to hear all the concerns, both assistance that's needed and perhaps new programs that should be created or can be created, and then package that up. And if I need to write a letter to the Veterans Affairs in DC, then I'll go ahead and do that. But I want to make sure that we give our Veterans Affairs and all of our veterans and those that are still in the armed forces a voice to be heard on their concerns. The other day, I had a Chamber of Commerce gathering, and I made a speech on how our government is moving forward and address some of the concerns, as well as the new system, and that we are shifting from JD to the Tyler Munis. I asked our community and our business partners to continue with their patience as we shift a new system of over 20 plus years. Other than that, I also know that there's a lot of concerns in the community about the number of increased positive cases as well as PUIs. And as of yesterday, we met with CEO and the task force, Chairman Warren, as well as GAR. And we have communicated as well with Gerald, our Homeland Security, and DFAMS, as well as DPS commissioners. We will be disseminating and perhaps even doing a massive test throughout the island. And we are working on putting and sending antigen to Rota and Tinian as well. Our goal is to do a massive or a mass community-based testing on the antigen. And we can have, I would like to have Chairman Warren elaborate more on that process starting tomorrow. So again, with that in place, today is the ceremony for the late Eli Arago. So I'd like to open up for questions.
Thank you, Governor Thomas. Go ahead, you have the floor. Then Ferdy, Sally, and then Morgan.
Hi, Governor. Just wanted to ask about the protocols in place for Rota and Tinian with the spike in cases, and also addressing concerns of the increased cases and whether or not quarantine protocols on Saipan will also change.
As of now, we are talking about perhaps implementing a new curfew, and that is perhaps moving it up to or moving down, however you want to see it, probably to about 10 o'clock in the evening. And also looking at those private establishments to have a choice whether to open up the establishment at 50% or at 100%, making all patriots asking for their COVID vaccination card. So if an establishment decides that they want to ask for the COVID their vaccination card, then they can go ahead and open and operate at 100%. If an establishment decides not to ask their customers for their vaccination card or vaccine cards, then they can go ahead and open up for 50%. This directives will be coming out later on today.
And can you address the suspension of flights with Star Marianas, given access to healthcare and other essential needs? What is the status update on that, and how does that relate to the response with containing COVID?
Well, it's unfortunate that they've cut down on their flights or shut down their flights. We are working on other avenues to address those concerns. But it's also best that you ask Star Marianas into their decision of shutting down.
And Governor, how does this impact the foreign travel programs that we have in place?
It does affect, in terms of travel, the trip program, Road and Tinian. That's just inevitable. There's no airline that brings our passengers to Road and Tinian other than Star Marianas.
And would you be able to respond to those who say maybe it doesn't seem as if we were prepared for this surge of COVID-19?
Oh, I think we have the facility. We've always been in the prepared mode since day one. We expect this to increase sometime down the road. And one thing that I believe that we have done an excellent job is making sure that everyone is vaccinated as much as we can. We had the success rate of Road to 80. We are at 85%, makes us a very big difference with any other territory or in the nation. Knowing the fact that we're already at 85% or plus makes our community a lot safer, knowing the fact that those numbers have increased in the last month or so. Again, if you look at the number, and I think this is really important, and we were discussing this yesterday with CEO, the number of patients that have tested positive, that have walked out, that also have been vaccinated. There's got to be a good percentage to show that because we have a high number of vaccination and our effort to get our community vaccinated is what's helping us maintain a low number of fatality.
How do you, will this surge in the recent news impact the school reopening at all? What is your view on that, and what are your conversations with the public school system?
At the end of the day, we need to get our kids vaccinated. I encourage everyone, every family, uncles and grandparents to please bring your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids. Find a way and get them vaccinated. That's the only way for us to continue to beat this coronavirus.
And are you able to share which quarantine sites have been identified on Rhoda and Tinian?
I think Warren will be able to answer that more so for Tinian. As for Rhoda, we are trying to find a location. We are in the works already, trying to find a place for a quarantine in Rhoda. And I believe the task force will be flying down to Rhoda sometime very, very soon.
And Governor, just my last question, can you address the community heading into this holiday season? This is the time to spend with family. There are going to be, people are planning to gather. What's your message to the community?
Please continue to practice the 3 Ws. And before anything else, I mean that's the first thing that we have to do, is practice the 3 Ws. Second, emphasize on everyone getting vaccinated. Again, we've done a great job in all of the things that we've done in the last year and a half. And our last leg is to get everybody vaccinated. We all understand that COVID is not going to go anywhere. COVID is going to be here with us in our community. And we're very fortunate that towards the end, where 85% of our community has been vaccinated, is when we hit that peak. And we've been working hard. I also want to thank all the task force, the first responders, of course, the contact tracers, who's worked day in, day out to find all those information. The other one that I'd like to emphasize again to our community as you go in to the holidays is when you do get called from the task force or the contact tracings, please answer them truthfully. Give them all the information they ask. Give them all the names that you communicated with, the numbers. Please do not hide anyone, because you're not helping that individual or the community itself. Other than that, I want to wish everyone a good holiday, and spend time with your families. And also, we'll be looking at numbers of gathering, maximum number of gatherings, especially those that are unvaccinated.
All right, there you go. That was a live coverage of the CNMI governor's press conference in the CNMI.
Right, and so he began the press conference announcing the very somber news that the CNMI recorded its fourth COVID-19 related death amid the surge that's happening there. He said, unfortunately, we have one more death with COVID-19. It is never easy, whether it is COVID case or any other case. When a family member leaves us in our community, it makes us realize that life is very precious. He also indicated that perhaps later on this afternoon, they're going to be announcing some restrictions that they're going to put in place in Saipan. But make sure to join us tonight on prime time, because Tomas Manglotnio will have the very latest. Again, that press conference is going on as we speak.
Right.
Stay tuned. We're back with more on the link after the break.
Catch Sports Link on We all know that a healthy lifestyle is important to prevent chronic diseases and long-term illnesses and boost mental health. It's difficult to determine exactly which healthy habits are worth investing in to live longer and healthier lives. But FHP is here to help. Tune into the link every Tuesday for FHP Hoffa Health Tips, brought to you by Take Care. Helpful advice about healthy lifestyle choices that will have a big difference in your health from the medical experts at FHP Clinic. FHP Hoffa Health Tips on the link every Tuesday is brought to you by Take Care.
Uno Mixed. We're mixing it up on the last Thursday of every month with a look at lifestyle, entertainment, food, and so much more on the stations, networks, and digital platforms of KUAM Communications.
Uno Mixed is presented to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Pepsi. That's what I like.
The world of television is more exciting than ever. Don't miss a minute of special presentations from NBC on KUAM TV 8 or from CBS on KUAM TV 11. Every month, we'll bring you the fun and excitement of award shows and red carpet moments, special series presentations, and other great network programs. Brought to you locally by King's Restaurant, Ruby Tuesday Guam, and Docomo Pacific, giving you more reasons to tune in and turn on. Fall in love with TV again with the best from KUAM Communications.
Half a day. This is Governor Lou Leon Guerrero. If you're struggling to pay rent and utilities because of the pandemic, your government can help. Our Emergency Rental Assistance Program provides direct relief to you. To date, over $6.9 million has helped over 1,500 households.
Apply online at eoa.guam.gov or call the Department of Administration's Emergency Rental Assistance Program at 671-638-4518 or 19.
Coors Light presents Uproar, the Sleigh Game Edition, Saturday, December 18th at Custom Fitness to compete head-to-head to determine who's the fittest. Visit guamtime.net to purchase tickets for $15. Visit us online. Special thanks to KUAM Communications, Boca Box, Custom Fitness, Kill Cliff, Cherry Media Vision, ERC, and A-Tech Construction. Proceeds to benefit the Guam Volleyball Federation.
Do you feel like you're missing out on something? Make life more rewarding with Pacific Points. Earn and redeem points for bill rebates and free load at IT&E, discounts on fuel at Shell, vouchers at Foodies, and United Mileage Plus miles. You can even pay with Pacific Points at IT&E, Shell, and Foodies. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
To The Link with Chris and Sabrina on Breeze 93.9.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names, and they never let
poor Rudolph
join in any reindeer games.
Like the game where you jump in my pot with the coconut milk? That's my favorite reindeer game. Good morning, it's 8:19, Friday, December 3rd. You ready for 8 o'clock newscast? A good one. Brought to you by Pacific Points with the very latest on this Friday, December 3rd, 2021 from the KUAM News team. Good morning, Sabrina Salas Matanani.
Off today, everybody. A former customs officer sentenced in 2019 in connection to a federal drug case was arrested and booked and confined at the Department of Corrections yesterday. Henry Alvin Dia was arrested for illegal possession of a controlled substance and imprudent driving, expired registration, purchasing or possessing, use or carry of a firearm without a valid ID. It was in 2015 the former customs officer, along with several other government officials, were indicted for accepting kickbacks and bribes from local businesses. The other 9 co-defendants in that particular case pled guilty and were sentenced. Now, as for Alvin Dia, he was sentenced in 2019 to 1 year and 1 day in prison in district court. He'd received a reduction in his sentence because of his cooperation in another federal drug case. Attorney General Levin Camacho says there would be challenges in pursuing criminal charges relative to a recent Port Authority of Guam resolution seeking criminal charges against former Port GM and current sitting Senator Joanne Brown. Port GM Rory Respicio transmitted the resolution, which grants Respicio the authority to pursue criminal and or civil charges against anyone who's received an alleged illegal retroactive raise, which the port alleges Brown did. The AG's office in a statement, however, said, "We anticipate challenges to taking criminal action, for example, statute of limitations and burden of proving knowing or willing misconduct." The statement also said the matter is under active review. Senator Brown, meanwhile, has said that that only port board members had the authority to give her a raise, citing law which says those who authorize retroactive raises are in violation of the law. With more news now, here is Tyler Mazzanani.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Buenos den half a day, everyone. I'm Tyler Mazzanani with your headlines here on The Link. The Guam Police Department has launched a death investigation following a report of a man lying lifeless on the road in Jigo. KUM's Hannah Devanzo has more. Just before 4 o'clock Thursday morning, police responded to a report of a man lying along Marine Corps Drive in Jigo across the fire station. Acting spokesperson from the Guam Police Department, Officer Berlin Sevilla.
Our patrol officers from the Dedido precinct had received a call for a body found on the roadway, laying on the roadway. Our officers responded. While they arrived, they identified that the individual who was laying on the ground was unconscious and unresponsive. From there, our officer had activated our Guam Highway Patrol Division for assistance. They came out, they made their assessment, they conducted their investigation.
Although the investigation is still ongoing, they believe that this wasn't an accident.
The individual was not a part of a traffic fatality. From there, we then activated our Criminal Investigation Division, which they did come out.
At this time, GPD is working to identify who the victim is. They are also asking the public to please come forward if they witnessed or saw something along the Route 1 area by Chal and Polly Ramon early this morning. An autopsy will be conducted to determine the exact cause of death. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Hannah Devanzo. Thanks, Hannah. Village mayors have more than $50 million in American Rescue Plan money coming to them. That's according to Congressman Michael Sinicolas, who had some harsh words about the governor, who he contends has been less than honest about who the funding is intended for. Nestor Lecanto reports.
As elected officials, in a news conference, Congressman Sinicolas said the Treasury Department has confirmed that under the ARP law, there is separate funding for states and for local government subunits or non-entitlement units, such as counties. In Guam's case, it would be the villages, with funding going directly to the mayors.
This is where things get really, really strange.
The governor was saying the administration, their officials, and you folks in the media actually interviewed them. They were saying that the county money isn't going to the mayors because it's supposed to go only to Guam, and the NEU funding is supposed to go to the mayors. But what Treasury is being told is that we don't have NEUs and that money should go to the county allocation. And so the question remains, where's the mayor money?
San Nicolas says the governor is going beyond just ignoring the spirit of the law.
A lack of transparency is one thing, but a deliberate attempt to obfuscate and to mislead is another. And right now, absent any kind of evidence to the contrary, the communications we're getting from Treasury are actually contrary to what's being shared with us by the administration. So it's like they're backwashing the entire local funding amount, the 32 million and the 17 million, and they're scalping it and putting it into their own $553 million pot to balloon it into a $602 million pot.
He says mayors need to step up and demand the more than $50 million he says is due to them.
As elected officials, the mayors have a duty to their constituency to not worry about whether they're going to piss off the governor or not, and go and bang on that door. Go and bang on that door, and I'll bang on that door with them.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
We reached out to Out of Loop for comment and are waiting on a response. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention have confirmed the first case of the Omicron variant in California. At Thursday's press briefing, public health officials shed light on the new variant. Daniel Perez reports.
We're watching what's going on. The problem is we don't know a lot about it yet because they're still studying whether it affects people who are vaccinated versus unvaccinated. They don't even know how severe it is or if people die when they catch it. So they're still studying it, and we might know more in a couple of weeks. But they do know that it has like extra things on the spiky protein, so that's why they're worried about it. And it seems to be very contagious.
Territorial epidemiologist Dr. Ann Pabutsky speaking on the Omicron variant, which has been classified as a variant of concern. Public Health Interim Chief Medical Officer Dr. Bob Leon Guerrero shared the same.
There are some hints in South Africa anyway. There's increased risk of hospitalizations in children with this new variant. Whether that pans out to Europe, whether it pans out to the U.S. or Guam, we don't know yet. But it is concerning that it seems to be making more children hospitalized, so more sick than the previous variants.
Although cases continue to decrease, Dr. Leon Guerrero continues to urge the public to get their boosters and vaccines, especially with the holidays coming up.
We still need to make sure that we still, until it's really doubt that we continue to wear a mask, wash our hands, social distancing, and encourage people that are not vaccinated to get vaccinated, and encourage parents of the 5 to 11-year-olds to try to get their children vaccinated.
With Omicron now spreading worldwide, Chief Public Health Officer Chima Mbakwim confirms that the Consolidated Facility for Quarantine and Isolation is still being worked on. There is no word yet on when it will open, and the CDC team currently on island is still investigating the DOAs, along with keeping a watch on the new variants. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
That's it for now. We'll see you tonight for KUAM News Primetime.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
In response to the press conference held yesterday by the Congressman, Adelup issued the following statement. There has been a lot of misinformation circulating about how certain portions of the ARP funds can be used and who should be directly in control of how those funds are to be distributed. Unfortunately, that misinformation is originating from some elected officials who should know better. The American Rescue Plan is a federal law that was drafted with the whole nation in mind. Every state and territory is different. Guam and some other places do not have counties. Our villages are not the same as counties. To pretend otherwise is disingenuous. Our villages also do not meet the definition of non-entitlement units. Trying to get them to fit that definition results in one thing and one thing only: less funding. As recent as our last meetings with the U.S. Treasury officials in October, we reconfirmed this point. Trying to force our villages to meet those definitions only to receive less funding is not an acceptable outcome. Over the course of the last several months, the governor, lieutenant governor, and their fiscal team have met with the various mayors and the leadership of the MCOG to develop the plans on how to maximize these funds so that the greatest benefit can be felt at the village level. If we want the villages of Guam to be treated as counties in the various states and have the funding levels remain in our favor, the solution lies in one place, the United States Congress. Again, that is a statement from the governor's office. The Joint Information Center reports 11 people are hospitalized for COVID. Out of the 11 hospitalized patients, 7 are vaccinated, 4 unvaccinated. Public Health reports a total of 13 new positive cases of COVID. Out of 978 tests performed on December 1st, of the new cases, 1 was identified through contact tracing. To date, there have been a total of 19,227 officially reported cases, 266 deaths, 1,489 people are in isolation, and 17,472 people have recovered. The CAR score is now 0.5. To date, a total of 125,695 of Guam's eligible population is fully vaccinated. This total includes 12,052 residents 12 to 17 years old. 3,010 residents 5 to 11 years old received their first doses of the Pfizer 2-dose series. 184 residents 5 to 11 have completed their 2-dose series. 27,197 booster shots have been administered to eligible residents. The CNMI, in the meantime, reports 104 new cases of COVID-19 from testing on November 30th to December 1st. There are 548 active cases and 8 hospitalizations. There have been 771 new cases since October 28th. The total case count in the NMI since March of last year is now 1,062. And as we brought you a little bit earlier, there was a press conference by Governor Ralph Torres in which he announced another COVID-19 related fatality. President Biden is set to visit the National Institutes of Health this afternoon, where he will deliver remarks on actions his administration plans to tackle the Omicron variant. The development comes just a day after the strain was first detected in the U.S. Deborah Alfarone reports from the White House.
With the Omicron variant now here, President Biden is pulling out all the stops to contain it.
We'll fight this variant with science and speed, not chaos and confusion.
Beginning next week, the Biden administration will require all international air travelers to get tested within 1 day of departure to the U.S. instead of 3. The administration will also extend mask mandates on public transportation through mid-March, launch family vaccination clinics, and require health insurers to cover 100% of the cost of at-home COVID tests.
150 million Americans have private insurance. Those insurance companies now must cover the cost of at-home testing. At the same time, we're going to have tens of millions of at-home tests available.
Part of the new White House strategy also includes a winter push to try and convince about 100 million eligible Americans to get booster shots through walk-in appointments at pharmacies nationwide.
Boosters provide the highest level of protection. If you don't have your booster shot, go get your booster shot today.
The person with the first confirmed case of the Omicron variant in the U.S., a traveler who recently returned to the country from South Africa, was vaccinated but was not yet eligible to get a booster shot. After first being identified in South Africa last week, the strain has now been detected in more than 25 countries. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, the White House.
All right, and now we're going to go back into the Zoom room for a undertaking which I would say is very, very necessary, and I was actually surprised that this kind of study, the one we're talking about right now, has not been undertaken before. So Tristan Paulino is here with the University of Guam, representing a research initiative on gout in our island community. So Tristan, happy holidays to you and your family, and welcome to the show.
Happy holidays, everyone, and thank you so much for having me.
All right, absolutely. So, we were kind of talking at the top of the show maybe about a couple hours ago, and we're like, gout is one of those things. Chris was actually calling it maybe like the silent pandemic, but it's almost to the level where, like if you grow up on Guam, everybody knows like somebody with gout, and that's a very, very unfortunate thing. for people who may not know kind of the specifics and, like what is gout and how much does it permeate our island community?
Yeah, just before I get into that detail, just a little bit more information about the study. The study is kind of headed by Dr. Frank Camacho of the biology program at EOG, and also Dr. Yvette from the health sciences school. And this study is in collaboration with another university in New Zealand, the University of Otago. But, getting into the nitty-gritty of gout, it's basically your body response to crystals that kind of form from excess uric acid. So uric acid is basically one of the components in your body, and the level, you don't want to have high uric acid, you don't want to have low. So in the event you have high uric acid, which could be influenced by your diet, on what you eat, by your lifestyle, having that excess and that high threshold of uric acid, you have these crystals on near your joints. And once these crystals start to form, your body responds, and it has an alarm system, basically called the immune system. And the immune system says, "Whoa, hold up, I can detect these crystals." And how your body responds is by inflammation and pain, and that's what we know as gout. So the flares are because of your body responding to these crystals that are in your joints, and it's due to having high uric acid levels. And so the factors that influence that uric acid level could be exercise, lifestyle, diet, right? Another thing that hasn't really been looked at until recently is the genetics component. Are there factors outside of our diet and our exercise and our lifestyle that could contribute to getting gout? And so it's not until recently, like late 2010s up to now, where this research really got underway. And so what we want to do at the university is look at that genetic aspect within our population, because Pacific Islanders, and especially among Micronesians, we don't really have that information available to us. Even with trying to see how many people on island or how many people in Micronesia has gout, we don't even have that kind of information available.
So to determine basically like a strength of a correlation to determine if like there is like a hereditary nature to gout, because like my father had gout, but then my dad got it like fairly later in life when he started having like health problems and everything like that. So I've even considered, I was like, man, could that be something I need to keep in the back of my mind, or is it like an isolated case? So yeah, like I'm very excited to see where you guys go with this, because again, I mean, this is something I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often.
Yeah, and so I know that you're looking for participants, and it says here participants will be compensated, and we actually did get a couple comments about that. Can we discuss the compensation?
Yes, so the compensation involves a $20 gift certificate. So you have two options. One is going to be a PLS gift certificate, and the other one is going to be Ross $20 gift card or gift certificate. I don't remember on the top of my head. So I know that has been a lot of our participants have been opting for the Ross option, but we should have enough in stock for our next round of participants. So I don't expect this running out of Ross. But I know a lot of people they keep asking about the Ross.
So just tell us if people are listening and they're interested, what does it entail? Like, what do they have to do? How long does it take?
Yeah, so if you would like to participate, you'll have to just contact our number at 671-707-0492, or you could email gout.research@triton.eog.edu. So we also have a flyer that will be circulating, so you can do that. And when you call, you need to set up an appointment. And basically, the person who will be talking to you will walk you through the whole entire process. And what that is going to start with an interview. So it's going to be like a survey. You just answer a couple questions. What is some of your medical history with gout? What's your age, your sex, your ethnicity, as well as some body measurements. So we'll be taking your weight, we'll be taking your height, your waist, all those anthropometric measurements. And then the last will be a blood draw. And with the blood draw, we'll be able to measure some of your A1C levels, your uric acid levels. We do like a lipid profile. So it's kind of like a blood test that you use for your your annual medical appointment.
Now, Tristan, there is a ethnic, let's call it a constraint on this and everything like that, because you're preferring people that are of specifically Micronesian or Filipino descent, correct?
Yes. So our eligibility is geared towards mainly Chamorro, Filipino, and our other Micronesian brothers and sisters, so the FAS community. So those are the three main groups that we're looking into. And we only designed it that way just because it is a genetic study, and it's specifically geared towards our population here in Guam, hopefully throughout Micronesia. So that's kind of why we're just keeping with those.
Well, if you need to study anyone as, let's say, someone who's lived a life where you look at them and you think, oh, they definitely should have gout, but they don't, give me a holler. I don't know what I did, but somehow I made it through 47 years without getting gout. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Got diabetes, but didn't get gout.
Yeah, well, I guess that's worth mentioning, Tristan, because since Chris brought up diabetes, we did a week-long series a couple weeks ago on diabetes, and they always say that because it's a lifestyle-oriented disease, in some cases it is reversible. If people are diagnosed with gout and everything like that, is that something that people can not only get under control but kind of like eliminate, or is this something that you have to kind of like monitor through the rest of your life?
So one of the issues with answering that question is we're still trying to understand the mechanism of gout. So we can understand some of the genetic stuff, and being hyperuricemic can cause gout. But not all people who are hyperuricemic, so people who have high uric acid level, will get gout. And that is the problem that we have yet to see. Okay, so if you have high uric acid level, how come there are some that don't get gout, and then there are some that do? So that part we really don't understand at this moment. So it's really hard to say, whether it is permanent to have. Though what I can say is that the most pertinent issue is just managing the gout flares, right? So that's where a lot of the studies are happening. So what is the appropriate medication for gout flares? At what consistency? Are there any issues with how different medications affect different communities or different ethnicities? So that's kind of the stuff that is still being studied right now.
Right. Well, that's great to hear, Tristan, and we definitely appreciate your time this morning. Let us know, though, if you need any more people with gout, we can get you on next week to put the call out again, okay?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Of course, and Chris, this is one of several studies going on at UOG, because now they're undertaking a gout research. We, of course, know that they're also studying COVID's effect on Pacific peoples and of betel nut.
And they did the betel nut. Yep. You're right. Yep. Okay. Next, they should do a study on Jaff Jaff. Anything on you guys working on anything with Jaff Jaff?
No Jaff Jaff.
All right.
Maybe next semester.
You heard it here first. Thank you, Tristan. Okay.
We do have a breaking story. This is from the Guam Fire Department. The spokesperson, Cherika Chargaloff, 911, called reporting a possible drowning victim at Matapang Beach in Tumon. It was reported at 8:12 this morning. Units were on scene at 8:18. They confirmed it was a male adult, pulseless and breathless. Again, this is a developing story. We're still waiting for more information.
Thank you, Sabrina. And right now, brought to you by Marianas Irrigation and Landscape. Double D, Dave Delgado with your Friday KUAM Sports Link.
SportsLink is brought to you by Marianas Irrigation and Landscape.
I'm here with professional rugby player Jacob Flores, who plays for the Seattle Seawolves, back home, spending time with the fam. Looking back at your first season, how blessed and fortunate are you just to, one, be playing professional sports, and two, to be playing and finish a season during these trying times?
Pandemic was in 2020, and I haven't played rugby for, man, over a year. It's just one of those things that I just been putting into work. And I got the call sometime in March, and they just asked me if I was ready to go like that same week. And as I said, I just been staying ready. I ended up playing that same weekend. It was a good time. It was a good time. Those guys became family, man. That's our group. It's an Islander thing. And I was the only Guamanian obviously there, but it was a good time, bro. They took me in, and just overall, you know, the team is just like a huge melting pot of talent, like from all over the world, bro. And these guys been playing high level rugby for most of their life, and just to be there, to be able to grow and learn and seek my own excellence, and man, it's just a blessing, really, because like for me this past year, it was my rookie season, so it was just one of those things where I was just taking everything in and absorbing and learning the system.
Any talks with the coaches and maybe, you know, utilizing you a little bit more in different ways, or just, you know, bringing you back on the squad so you can contribute any way you can?
I did speak with my coach before the season ended, and he did anticipate bringing me back next season. It's just one of those things where nothing's guaranteed, right? Nothing's guaranteed unless it's on contract. So definitely just staying ready, doing the work. One thing that was mentioned was, you know, like me personally, I'm like one of the smaller flankers on my team, which is the position that I play. And like the first game I played, I went in for one of my boys, Samu. Samu's probably like 6'5", and I'm 5'11". So it's what my coach told me is that he does want to use me in other positions, and I was told that we'll leave that for him to decide. And yeah, it's just one of those things where you just got to stay ready. You got to put into work, and if you get that call up, then you know you just got to show up.
Giving your time to help with the groundskeeping at the Weddingale field.
GRC, that's my home field. I've been playing rugby with GRC since 2005. That's where the roots is firm, and it's just really good to go back home, be there with the boys. We had a cleanup this weekend, so that's something that the boys always do. And if anybody ever wants to volunteer, you know, just reach out to the Guam Rugby Club and see when the next cleanup is. And it's just another way to give back to the community.
East of football from the Ukadu field, Southern High traveling up north to face the Bulldogs. Ukadu's Austin Apatang with the tackle on the play. Josiah Quintanilla drops back, looking for an open receiver. Rolls right and hits Isaiah Toposnia for the first down. Bulldogs defense hold and forces the turnover on downs. Gregory Martinez blows through the middle and makes the tackle for a loss. Dolphins D also forcing the turnover. Quintanilla hits Jaron Leon Guerrero on the quick slant. Apatan comes over to assist on the play and forces the fumble. Teammate Troy Munya with the fumble recovery. Quintanilla dropping back again. This time finds Toposnia on the out route. Nice grab by Isaiah, who dives into the end zone for the score. Apatang was all over the field for the home team. First down reception here. Dolphins go on to win 20-0. Southern High will face the Father Duenas Friars in the semis this Friday at 7 p.m. at the GW Field. The GW Geckos and Guam High Panthers meet up on Saturday night at Guam High at 7 p.m. Shout out to Jones Media for the fresh video. Round 4 of the Pro Line Drifting Championships went down at the Raceway Park in Jigo. Carl Dumasic was crowned the winner again this round, catching him up to just 2 points from Von Burrell, who still holds the lead in these season points. The final round, number 5, is scheduled for Sunday, December 5th, to close off the 2021 season. Von Burrell is in first with 74 points. Carl Dumasic in second with 72. Matt Pilarka in third with 54 points. Jasper Leong is in fourth with 50 points. The University of Guam's varsity baseball program is looking for athletes to play for the Tritons in the upcoming spring and fall seasons. Aspiring collegiate baseball players ages 16 to 22 are invited to tryouts to be held December 4th and 5th from 9 in the morning to 12 in the afternoon at the George Washington High School baseball field. For more info, contact Coach Roque Alcantara Jr. at 747-4579. The Team Elite Exhibition Tournament features teams in the U8 through U16 age divisions. This annual tournament gives Team Elite members game time experience on the court. Let's check out some highlights from the U10 division. Brian Hahn Jr. stopping and popping for the long two. Maddie Orchura calling for the ball in the paint. Orchura gets the ball and goes high off the backboard for the score. Apollo Moylan going to the rack on the play for the floater off the window. Junior division results now. The Hawks beat the Hornets 27-18. The Warriors got the win over the Nets 31-26. The Jazz slipped by the Hawks 26-21. And the Warriors got the win over the Raptors 37-35. The tournament wraps up this weekend with games being played at the National Training Center in Teason and the Guam Sports Complex in Harmon. Moylan making his way to the basket, gives it up to teammate Luke Laxamana for the last basket in the win. Educators in Metgood laced up in the DPR Gov Guam Co-Ed Invitational Basketball League. Tony Kanata was cleaning up the boards for Metgood. Follow up here, good for 2 points. Chris Flores was cashing out. Flores bringing back that swagger. Castro almost turns the ball over, but teammate Rivera regains possession and takes it up for the tough shot baseline. Back the other way, Rages with the assist from Punzalan. Spot up 3 all net. Metgood leading in the first half. Kanata inbounding the ball. Lily Conception goes inside to Christine Villena for another easy basket. Flores with the pass to Jenny Mata. Deep ball is money. Cha-ching. Kanata goes hard to the rim here. Nice hustle play by Ken Castro to close the lane. Teammate Sharice Bola got his back for the putback off glass. Chris Flores back at it. 3-pointer from up top. Drano. Metgood held on for the win. Lily Conception goes inside for the layup in the W. Roll call for this year's ESA All-Island football selections for offense. Let's take a look at some highlights while I run through the list. At center, Roman Sablon, GW. Guards, Avery Gamboa from Guam High. Brian Hayes from GW. Tackles, Richard Borja from Southern High, Arnold Rokop from GW. Fullback, Randy Ngoko from Guam High, Jermaine Molo from JFK. Utility player went to Vance Meno from FD. This year's punt returner, Benjamin Harris from Guam High. Running backs, Kyle Gogui from FD and Aiden Lumba from Simon Sanchez. Quarterback, Aaron Johnson from Guam High. Tight ends, Isaiah Toposnia from Southern High, Robert Raras from GW. Wide receivers, Jake Cruz from GW. Benjamin Harris from Guam High. Kicker, Alex Sojo from FD. Kick returner, Jake Cruz from GW. Now for this year's MVPs, an exclusive from Clutch Guam. programming news, you know we always got you covered. Tune in and catch all of your NFL action right here on the stations of KUAM. Monday, December 6th on KUAM TV 11, 4 in the morning, NFL on CBS, LA Chargers at Cincinnati Bengals. Keep it locked to KUAM TV 11 at 7:25 in the morning. More NFL on CBS, Baltimore Ravens at Pittsburgh Steelers. Switch it over to KUAM TV 8 at 11:20 in the morning. NBC Sunday Night Football, Denver Broncos at Kansas City Chiefs.
SportsLink is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape.
All right, you know how we do on a Friday? We always do Feed Me Friday. So here's this week's Feed Me Friday. Sabrina and I chowing down at King's.
It's Feed Me Fridays on The Link, brought to you by King's Restaurants, Ruby Tuesday Guam, and Devondale. Real milk from free grazing cows.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Feed Me Fridays.
Friday! Woohoo! We're here at King's in our neck of the jungle, right next door to the KUAM studios in Harmon. And we're trying a couple menu items we haven't tried before, Bree. You've got a breakfast sandwich. I mean, really, breakfast sandwich is exactly what it is.
What is it?
It's a ham, egg and cheese sandwich with hash browns on some buttered bread that looks like that big toast.
Texas toast.
Yeah, and then I have the barbecue chicken fried rice, which is also something new here at King's. So I'm
it's
excited.
basically just breakfast, right? You just put it all together.
And a sandwich. And mine's pretty straightforward. It's barbecue chicken fried rice. So
I bet my dish is better than yours.
let's see. Okay, I heard the crisp from the hash brown. That sounded good.
I love hash browns.
Yeah. You are a potatoes girl.
And I actually love it in this sandwich. Have you ever had hash browns in a sandwich before?
I never have.
Well, you can't try mine.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to try mine. I love King's marinade on their barbecue chicken. It's a little bit sweet, a lot of savory.
Like you said, this is pretty straightforward. It's just the ham, the cheese, the hash browns. And yeah, this looks like it's over hard.
You can get the eggs any way you want.
I like over hard.
That
is a thing, right? Over hard?
Over hard is
Yeah.
it, yeah. It's a thing, Brie.
Okay, because that's what I call it. I'm not sure.
And basically, over hard means that the yolk is cooked all the way through. So you don't like the runny yolk?
Nope.
I love the runny yolk.
Maybe like after a night out, and I wouldn't know the difference. I probably like it.
Oh, because you have a lot of night outs, right?
Yeah. All the time. I just can't get enough.
This is good. Barbecue chicken fried rice, like I said, it's very straightforward. It's pieces of their barbecue chicken, which is a boneless, skinless thigh. You got marinade, so there's a little bit of smokiness. And you have your veg medley of the carrot and the green onion. And it's really just, you can't get it wrong, it's great.
You know what that would go good with? Pancakes.
Pancakes and hash browns, and a lot of carbs.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't get the Janancy.
I was trying to get some. Yeah, usually,
That would
of course,
actually be good in this too.
they have the Pacific Red Hot Denancy here, which you can order. I mean, they got awesome Finadeni here at Kingston. And we want to thank our viewers who voted in the poll for this, Brie. And again, the choice was between Brie's awesome ham, egg, and cheese sandwich, and then my barbecued chicken fried rice. And this week's winner, it was close.
Yeah?
Sabrina's sandwich won this week. It was like 52% to 48% or something crazy like that. I'll take an L though with this fried rice, not too bad.
And this is definitely a winner. Just like me.
It's kind of coming apart there, huh? Well, we're about to get messy with our food, so thank you guys again for joining us for another great Feed Me Fridays with our friends here at King's. And you can feed yourself on Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. They got a bunch of great deals here at King's. Remember, you can do dinner for breakfast, breakfast for lunch, lunch for dinner, however you want it. They'll serve you up here at King's.
Thanks for watching. Stay healthy and safe.
It's Feed Me Fridays on The Link, brought to you by King's Restaurants, Ruby Tuesday Guam, and Devondale. Real milk from free grazing cows.
8:59 right here on The Link. We're going to take a quick break. Guys, this last hour is going to be crazy right here on The Link. We're going to give you a chance to win not just once, but a few times with Cowboys Insurance and the Count on You for Life giveaway. Here's what we're giving away this morning, and it's so easy, guys. I know that there are people in your life that you count on, and all we need to do is have you call up and tell us why. Man, today, Bree, get ready. I don't know why I'm so hungry right now, but we are giving away 2 Poke Fry gift certificates. Ooh, how about some Poke Fry?
My favorite is the bird salad.
Good, yeah.
You just go there. I always get the bird salad, and since we're giving you very generously a $10 gift certificate.
2 of them.
Yeah, that's right. That's enough for a bird salad, plus we're giving you a little bit extra so you can ask for like an extra helping of the dressing, because they won't tell you what's in the dressing. I mean, trust me, we've tried. We've done all the journalism tricks and everything like that to get them to break. They never do. They're very, very steadfast. And that stuff is good. It's a salad with perfectly cooked pieces of chicken, and then they put pesto on it. And have you tried the bird salad? Then they have like the shredded carrots, and there's something in the carrots. I mean, they're locally grown, so they taste like even more fresh, but they do something. They dust it with something.
Locally grown carrots?
Yeah.
Nice. Bree, what do you like at Poke Fry?
I like the Fijian poke.
Oh, that's the one with the coconut milk and the lemon?
Ooh. Yeah. And then the fish tacos.
Yeah. Ooh, that's
yeah,
good.
the fish tacos, yeah.
Then I like the locomoco.
Oh, that's good too. What about the
She
beef
just likes the
patty?
menu.
The burger, remember?
Yeah,
the burger?
Look, their version of a locomoco.
Yeah, their burger's awesome.
And then, of course, any of the fries are pretty good.
Oh, God, the Tokyo fries.
Yeah.
Oh, with the bulldog sauce. And man, I'm hungry. Oh, and yeah, we're also giving away, remember when we had Delmonico for lunch that one time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're giving away a Delmonico gift certificate.
Shout out to Chef Eddie.
And also a gift certificate from Aji-sen. Love that place. Love taking the kids there. And each of our winners will also get a $25 gift certificate from Shell. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break, and we're coming back with Link on Location and your chance to win in the Cowboys Insurance Count on Us for Life giveaway. Good morning.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, where you get smart insights into your finances so you can make smart decisions with your money. With a daily personalized feed, you can compare your monthly income to spending. That's better. Discover where your money is actually going. You might be surprised. See what's essential and what isn't. The more you use the app, the smarter it gets. With insights from the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, it all starts with yes.
The relationship between Guam and Manila, Philippines is undeniable as we share similar cultural traditions, history, and heritage. With generations of Filipinos calling Guam home, KUAM presents a monthly look at the capital city, featuring in-depth and engaging interviews on everything from medical tourism to new business and government leaders. Veteran newscaster Nestor Lecanto delivers Beyond Our Borders. This special program is brought to you by KFC.
Coors Light presents Uproar, the Sleigh Game Edition, Saturday, December 18th at Custom Fitness to compete head-to-head to determine who's the fittest. Visit guamtime.net to purchase tickets for $15. Visit us online. Special thanks to KUAM Communications, Boca Box, Custom Fitness, Kill Clip, Cherry Media Vision, ERC, and A-Tech Construction. Proceeds to benefit the Guam Volleyball Federation.
Get the job done the right way by getting the right stuff at East West Rental Center. With years of experience helping builders, we definitely got what you need. Call 646-1463 or visit us in Upper Tumon. Open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
It's time to save on shipping. Support our local entrepreneurs. Find the best steals, deals, and unique products for your holiday shopping needs. The Christmas Pops virtual holiday marketplace is your hub for the best local gifts. Watch the Christmas Pops special airing through December 11th and streaming now across the stations and platforms of KUAM Communications. Visit KUAMChristmasPops.com and be on the lookout for local business profiles on our social media pages. Shop small and support local this holiday season.
Presented by UOG School of Business and Public Administration, JA Guam, inspiring youth, and the Guam Visitors Bureau, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore. Stop on by and visit our showroom today. We offer everyday low prices on all major outdoor power equipment like bush cutter, chainsaw, power washer, generators, and more. Need service, repair, maintenance? Well, check out Guam's best superstore only at Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape, located in Barragata along Army Drive between Submarina and Besta Market. Call 735-7446 for more information. Now shipping to surrounding islands. Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore.
Hafide. This is Governor Lou Leon Guerrero. If you're struggling to pay rent and utilities because of the pandemic, your government can help. Our Emergency Rental Assistance Program provides direct relief to you. To date, over $6.9 million has helped over 1,500 households.
Apply online at eoa.guam.gov or call the Department of Administration's Emergency Rental Assistance Program at 671-638-4518 or 19.
Do you feel like you're missing out on something? Make life more rewarding with Pacific Points. Earn and redeem points for bill rebates and free load at IT&E, discounts on fuel at Shell, vouchers at Foodies, and United Mileage Plus miles. You can even pay with Pacific Points at IT&E, Shell, and Foodies. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
Take in the panoramic beauty of our island each Sunday on the KUM News Instagram with Scenic Sundays. Scroll through the natural beauty of the island on display. Scenic Sundays on the KUM News Instagram is brought to you by Addis Trust and Investment, Location, Service, Trust, and Haagen-Dazs Shops Guam, where every day is made extraordinary.
Pacific Matters is a half-hour news, culture, and lifestyle show focused on issues that impact Guam, the Northern Mariana Islands, and the larger Pacific region. Join Tomas Maglonia every Monday to discuss politics, trends, and take a deep dive into the issues changing our island home, because what happens in the Pacific matters. The Culture Club returns to KUM Digital and KUM News Weekend Edition, highlighting Guam's young artists, activists, and crafters as they work to protect, preserve, and promote our Tamoto culture. Watch this weekly feature on the digital platforms of KUM News Weekend Edition, brought to you by Hanum, the freshest bottled water made in Guam.
KUAM Communications continues our perpetuation of our Chamorro culture, language, and heritage, with features available to our listening and viewing audience, including streaming of Chamorro music 24 hours per day on Isla Digital Radio on KUAM.com and the KUAM News app. Chamorro News Update, weekdays on The Link and the KUAM News YouTube channel. Conversations about life in our Chamorro language podcast, Cuentos Tapoco, with Kin Conception. Seasonal specials, shows, and other features highlighting the beauty of our language, culture, and history. It's a new era of our continued commitment to our Chamorro heritage. Isla, watch, listen, stream. Viva Isla!
Listen, watch, and learn from the daily Chamorro news updates from KUAM News. Catch them on The Link during the 8 o'clock hour, streaming online on Isla Radio, or on the KUAM News YouTube channel for your convenience. Tune in and stay informed, all while preserving our precious culture through the daily use of our native Chamorro language. Chamorro news updates are brought to you by your familia at First Hawaiian Bank.
Looking for TV schedules, upcoming sports, or special presentations, or what you may have missed over the busy week you had? Well, look no further than KUAM Digital Digest. This weekly emailed newsletter puts all kinds of information in the hands of subscribers each and every week. Just subscribe and we will make sure you keep up with your favorites and stay informed and entertained throughout it all. Go to KUAM.com, click on the newsletter tab, give us your email address, and you are all set. Brought to you in digital partnership with King's Restaurant and Ruby Tuesday Guam. It's the KUAM Digital Digest, your weekly guide to the latest information and best entertainment on the stations and platforms of KUAM.
This season, KUAM Communications is ready to go with more games, more championships, and more sports specials guaranteed to bring out the fan in you. Don't miss a minute of gameplay from NBC on KUAM TV8 or from CBS on KUAM TV11. We're bringing you all the action and excitement brought to you locally by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape and Docomo Pacific. See what's on TV tonight with schedules, network news and notes, local promotions and giveaways on KUAM Communications social media pages. Like and follow us on Facebook or Instagram now for all the latest and never miss out.
Half a day. My name is Jesse Allig, and I'm the mayor of the beautiful village of Piti and the president of the Mayor's Council of Guam. Our mayors and vice mayors work on resolving many different issues throughout the day. Now, we're focusing our efforts to recruit 19 new foster families. The numbers vary, but we have hundreds of our own neglected and abused children in need of a home. Auntie Fina Tanatongo, a veteran foster mom, says, all you need is love. If you have a little room in your home and a lot of love in your heart, please join our campaign trail and call the mayor's office to find out how you can become a foster mom or dad. Help us give our children the gift of family.
You know, it's Friday, Bree. But I just wish it was a good Friday. It's not, though, because I just got the disconnection notice, and I wish there was some program out there that could just help those who really need it, especially during the holidays. You know, of all the times, holidays.
Yes, there is a program out there. It's from the Department of Administration. They are doing the Guam Emergency Rental Assistance Program, and this is for people that are suffering from unable to pay their rent or have rental arrears or
what's that got to do with me?
Utility arrears.
Oh, utilities?
Yes. So you can apply for this program, and it's dating back to all the way to March 3rd of last year to current.
Of 2020.
Right, so if you're having any sort of problems, like I mentioned, with utility arrears, all right, then you should go and apply at the Department of Administration. You can also give them a call at 671-638-4518 or 4519, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can also email at era@doa.guam.gov. No, you can go online and apply at www.doa.guam.gov.
Man, Bree, but I mean, that sounds pretty cool. But, you know, I actually applied the first time around because they've done this program a few times, and I was told I was ineligible. So thanks for the info, but I guess just whatever.
Well, it's okay, though. You can actually try applying again. You never know. I mean, we might fire you today, and then you'd be eligible to apply for the ERA program.
Hey, wait a second here. I don't like the way this role plays.
She sounded pretty confident when she said that.
It sounded like she might know something, right?
We may have breaking news coming up.
Right.
Yeah, if your financial status has changed between the time you
or
last
is about
applied.
to change? Really changed?
Right, so you can still apply.
You see that part in the rundown when it says Chris say goodbye for the last time? At the end of the show?
It shouldn't be that funny, guys. So let's go ahead and make someone a winner here. Cobbles Insurance, they're doing the Count on Us for Life promo. And so 671-637-0094. It's the easiest contest ever. There's no wrong answer. All you got to do is call us up and tell us who you count on in your life and why. And Jay, tell them what they're going to win for this giveaway right here.
Tell them what they're going to win,
Hey,
Jason.
Jason.
Well, well, Chris, today we are giving away 2 Pokey Fry $10 gift certificates and a $25 gift certificate from Shell.
There you go. Thank you, Vanna Brown. 9:16. So let's go ahead and go to the phones here. Looking for a winner. Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow, you don't sound like you're having a good morning, though.
I am.
All right.
Oh,
there you go.
So tell us who you can count on in good and bad times.
I could count on my dad and my mom because my mom is an independent woman and she works hard for my siblings and I, and my dad spends time with us a lot and he makes time for us too.
Wow, that sounds like you have a great set of parents. Let's give them a big round of applause there.
All the women independent, throw your hands up at me.
What is what's your name? What's your name?
Channing Burnett.
I got nothing to do with this, guys. Channing, is that you?
Yes, Nana told me to get on.
My dad said I have to call.
Yeah, and say how awesome he is. Okay, so what? I don't know.
Hi, Channing.
No, yeah, sorry, Channing. Thank you, though, boy. Okay, I'll see you later on.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Love you. Love you, boy. And
So for the very first time in this promotion, we're not taking the first correct caller.
Darn it.
Half a day.
Hi. Are you related to me? Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. Oh, man. That was funny. That was my son, guys, that called up.
That was cute.
Oh, man.
All right, the number to call is 671-637-0094. All you have to do is answer the question, who can you count on in good and challenging times? And then tell us how you were able to count on that person.
And there is no wrong answer. It's just that my son isn't eligible because he's an immediate family member of mine, but he was totally correct. That he
But
can
it has
count
to be
on.
like a real, a human being, right?
A human being? Yeah, I would say it probably would have to be a human being.
Let's see if this person on the phone
Well,
is
let's
a
go,
human
yeah.
being.
Because for the grand
Good morning, The Link.
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning.
Okay, am I on?
You are on right now. What's your name?
George.
George, tell us who you count on in your life and why.
Oh, I count on my wife for everything I do.
Wow,
And
you're trained.
Can you give us an example of that one time she was really there for you?
Okay, I can tell you a lot of things. So we're working around the house and says, "Well, this needs to go over there rather than this over here," and so we end up transplanting things, and sure enough, it blossoms. The times when we have appointments, and it's, don't we need to go here? Oh, really? Okay, get ready. So,
George, what's your wife's name?
This and that.
What's your wife's name, George?
Doreen.
Doreen, what village are you guys from?
Manila.
Wow, Mungie Town, huh? So you got a Mungie marriage in Mungie Town. Well, Jason Solis, who your wife is probably a huge fan of, is going to tell you what you've won. And congratulations, George.
Oh, gosh, thank you so much.
Well, George, you do not have to split up the gift certificates because we've got 2 Poke Fry gift certificates for you and Doreen, $10 each, and $25 in gas from Shell, because we're hoping you guys are going to ride together.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we will.
And you don't have to go that well. I mean, it's not that far from Manila to Hagåtña.
It's not.
To go check out Poke
Yeah.
Fry. That's a nice trip for husband and wife.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it is, definitely.
What are your
Getting
plans
out there.
for Christmas, George? I'm kind of curious.
What was that?
What's your plans for Christmas?
Family gatherings. We have small families, so we're staying within the limits.
Oh, nice. That's cool. So what are you going to cook?
Probably ham. Ham, Jello, and cheese pie.
Cheese
Whoa.
pie. What do you mean, like cream, like cheesecake, or?
Yeah, cream cheesecake, right?
Wow. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Who's the cook? You or the wife?
Both.
Both. Nice. So what does she do? Like the baking, desserts, or you guys just do everything together?
And we try to do little by little. One's doing this while the other's doing that.
Well, we got you on the line here, George, and you sound like a very dedicated and loyal husband. So I want to ask you before we let you go, what's the secret to a successful marriage?
Always listen to each other.
That's
Hello?
very true.
Yeah, I was listening.
simple.
I was following your advice.
And George, do you mind if we ask, how long have you been married?
31 years.
Wow. Holy moly.
All right, thank you.
Some people aren't even married 31 days. Way to go.
So
Good luck.
where did you guys get married in 1990, George?
Santa Teresita Parish.
And Mungie Town.
Nice.
There you go.
Yes.
All right. Anything else, Jay? You want to ask him what his favorite color is?
Well, the Jello, that gives it away.
I think his favorite color is his wife.
All right, George, hold on the
Hold
line,
on the line,
okay?
okay, George?
Got it.
Got it. Thank you. Ah, man, that was great. So we have 2 more giveaways to do before the end of the show.
But you didn't hang up on George this time, right?
I got George.
Okay.
Okay.
We're still waiting from Eddie from yesterday.
No, he came by actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's get this link on location here. Right now on the link again, it's
Real
not.
quickly, I just
Yes,
want to say,
sorry.
George, I know you're still on the line. And anybody else that's listening, go to cowboys.com and register there, because we're not just giving away prizes here on the link.
Oh, no.
Right.
Yeah.
You can also register at cowboys.com for the grand prizes. There's 3 of them. There's the shopping spree to pay us $1,000. There's also the 2-night stay at Loti Hotel.
Nice.
Cowboys.com.
Amen. 9:23 link on location starts right now. Good morning. Link on location. Now we're here at the Hyatt for, it's my first wet lab, and we're going to talk about exactly what a wet lab is. Bree's been around the block, though. She did another wet lab that was very legendary, apparently, here with the Guam Police Department. Make sure you guys really tease her about it, because
we're trying to make her live this one down forever. And there's more on that on the way. But basically, what a wet lab is, it's a training tool for law enforcement where volunteers like Sabrina and I will basically try and get as drunk as we can within a certain amount of time, and then they'll bust out the law enforcement people to conduct like the sobriety tests and all the things they do at the checkpoint. And this is it's a pretty intense training, and it's so intense that they brought some help from off island. We have here Officer Gary Martins of the California Highway Patrol, more affectionately known as CHIPS. Right, so Officer Gary, welcome to Guam.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Pleasure to be here.
Well, tell us a little bit more about this wet lab training and what it means for the island.
So your description of it, we would not be able to do it if that's truly how it was. It made me laugh. But it's a controlled drinking exercise. We're going to administer or dose the alcohol in a measured amount over a period of time, taking strict measurement of where their BAC is, their blood alcohol content. And then we do have limitations. We're not going to go for the outer limits of intoxication. And the goal here...
Okay, never mind. This is over. I was sold a lie. So it's very measured and very controlled.
It's very measured, very controlled. Okay. And the goal is that the officers get to use the skills they just learned and try to determine the alcohol level of the person, or at least their intoxication. We look for impairment. That's what we're looking for, just to keep the streets safer, help us do our jobs better.
But this is day 3, right? This is a Wednesday, by the way.
Absolutely.
Right, you've been training all week.
24-hour class, so it culminates in this portion right here. So we're fortunate that we can do it, and if it wasn't for the fact that we didn't have some very good support here, some talented people, we wouldn't be able to make that happen. So we're very pleased that we can come out here and help with that.
How difficult is it? Because, I mean, my mom was a bartender, and when I reached the drinking age, she could always tell whenever I'd had, one or two or a few. So what are some of the tricks? Because I think, like, right off the bat, maybe some of the officers think, oh, I can tell when somebody's drunk, but there's actually like science behind it, right?
There is science behind it, yeah. There is beyond the odor of the alcohol and the red and watery eyes, where a lot of cues and indicators that we will teach them to look for involving the eyes. And we have the subjects, or if it just like roadside, you would perform certain tests that simulate multitasking. And alcohol robs us of our ability to multitask, and driving is a multitasking task. It's a thing that we need to be doing all kinds of things at the same time. So the tests simulate that, and that's what helps us determine whether they're impaired or not impaired.
And that's really key, because I don't think people who drink really realize that alcohol, takes away your ability to multitask. And so Lord knows we've seen many driving while intoxicated accidents and tragically in deaths. So how do you impress upon people just how basic that truth is?
It is true, and I've been doing this for 20 years, and I have seen a lot of families broken because of this. And it doesn't just affect the people that are killed or injured, it affects the life of the people that are driving. They don't start drinking with the intention of hurting anyone, but that's what will happen, and their judgment's impaired, they decide to drive, and we don't want that to happen to anybody. So it affects everybody, and having had to go and notify a parent that their child will not return ever, not like they're not asleep, they will never come home again, it is one of the most heartbreaking things that I've ever had to do in my life. And I don't like that, and I don't want anybody else to have to do that.
And I think also because it is the holiday season, it's quite timely for you guys to hold this training, right? So
Yes, it is. It's going to be actually entering into our annual Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign. And what it is that we do a lot of public awareness to the drivers out there, because actually it's really human behavior, how people take it out there on the road. But we want to protect them and make sure that they enjoy the holidays and come home safely. So we always put out there to make sure that if you plan to drink, please designate a driver, a sober driver, or if your friends out there, you see a friend drinking, get the keys from them, or call a cab for a ride or something, but just to save a life, which could be your own out there on the road.
All right. And Officer Gary, if you could, because designated driver, like I know what a designated driver is, I know what that term means, but far too many times for a lot of people when they're out partying during the holidays, designated driver simply means the person who's had the fewest drinks.
Yeah, designated driver should be somebody that hasn't drank at all. I can tell you that I can't count on the hands that I have, all the fingers that I have, how many times I've arrested a DUI driver and the passenger is sober. and didn't. That driver never had to drive. So a designated driver should be someone who abstains, and a lot of the drinking establishments will let them have soda, waters. They'll give them things so they don't have to, and that person has to really be responsible during that time period. That's what a designated driver is.
Right on bottomless Shirley Temples in a lot of cases.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bottomless Shirley Temples.
Well, let's get into the wet part of this wet lab exercise. Officer Gary, thank you so much for coming to Guam and helping impart some more knowledge onto our law enforcement.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to help spread the information.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
To Whitney. To vodka.
Oh my God. Here's your Jack and Tonic, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, your Jack and Coke.
My Jack and Tonic.
so much.
3 Jack and Tonics
All right.
into
Please
this.
let me know when you guys are ready for
wet
another
lab.
round.
Sure I will.
Well done.
Cheers to you.
Can't post anything today, right?
I will.
Cheers,
I
Bree.
think after.
How come they keep putting more?
That's what I was saying.
Shut it down. That was last time.
Nobody cares. Stop, Felix. Nobody cares. 2 drinks in, feeling a buzz a little bit. Of course, I don't really drink. I think this year I probably had, I want to say 4 beers and 2 mixed drinks for like the whole year. So yeah, I don't really drink, but it feels good. It's reminded me why I used to drink more frequently.
I'm so proud of you for stepping out. Blow. Okay, take a shot.
Because you've done these before, right?
Blow, 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 blow.
Blow. Don't suck. Oh, you didn't tell me.
Don't suck, Bree. I'm not gonna say.
Did you get that?
I'm not gonna say.
Yeah.
I'm yours. What do you need to do?
I've been drinking. I've been drinking. I've been drinking. Oh!
1006 with us. I'm good.
Going to jail, right? I failed here.
And the last contestant, Sabrina.
Winner of Price is Right.
Shy, poor thing.
Not shy. Shy but not shy.
All right, she came to us again at a .00. She was drinking Jack and Coke, and she had 4 of those. 4 of those, and she ended up at a .10.
Oh!
Wow. Drunker!
Now, who would say no? She's not going to go to. Nobody? Maybe one? Okay. She ended up at a .08.
Wow.
I would have arrested her.
Reporting live from DOC.
Hey, and here's the thing. Sabrina, we had a conversation, and she saw that she's OH, and I said, well, would you drive right now? And she looked at, she thought a minute, and she goes, well, it's against the law. And I go, yeah, it's against the law. So she wouldn't do it against the law, but she feels like she's okay to drive. She feels like she could.
Yeah, I actually do feel like I could drive, but...
Way to go, officer. All right.
Oh, wait, nobody want to arrest me? I love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you,
I see you.
Chris, stand up, take a bow. All right, Chris here. Chris came to us at a point 0-0.
No, sober.
And he was drinking Jack and Coke, and he had 1, 2, 3, 5 drinks.
Wow. Damn, milky.
And he ended at a .08. That's when he left after drinking. It was a .08. And then at the very end, right before we came in here, oh, let me ask, who'd take him to jail?
Take him to jail, dude.
Wow. Anybody say no?
Not special.
Anybody say no? Okay.
All right, link on location. A little bit buzzing, you know. I feel like if this was real life, we'd be broadcasting from a prison cell.
Cha-ching!
Yep, and Bree got so wasted.
Oh,
Her
don't
shoes
even.
Your shoes came off, Bree.
Don't get like it. No. They said, do you have an option? Do you want to wear your shoes? Do you want to be barefoot? And, yeah, so yeah, that's what happened.
So, Chief, how crucial is this training for a lot of the officers?
Well, this training is very important. It's a DWI detection for not only alcohol but also drugs. And as you know, we know we've legalized marijuana, but you know it's still a crime to drive while intoxicated under the influence. So we get a training both in alcohol detection and drug detection as far as impaired driving. So this is timely, not just because it's the time of the season where people are, you know, we're relaxing some of the restrictions, you know, with COVID, and you know, people tend to become more festive during this time of year. But you know, it's always important, to keep our streets safe and make sure that we keep impaired drivers off the road for our families and our community. So I couldn't be more thankful to the Office of Highway Safety and the Department of Public Works for bringing this crucial training to the island. It's very much needed.
Chief, you know, a lot of the officers and the trainees were talking about how you can't fool the science. And like, I'll admit, I feel like I have a high tolerance for alcohol, and we had a bunch of drinks, but when I was doing the sobriety test, I felt like I was winning.
Yeah.
But lo and behold, at the end result, I'd be down a DOC if I actually drove after drinking this many drinks.
Right, absolutely. And you know, like you said, it's hard to fool science. And there's a lot of science that backs up DWI detection and impairment. And so, you know, we rely on science, you know, to tell us that a person is impaired.
So I guess as we head into the holiday season and we wrap up this program, just your final message to the community to please, sorry.
Please don't drink and drive.
Absolutely. You know, that's always been our message. You know, again, it's the festive time of the year. It's the Christmas is coming up. We just finished Thanksgiving. But, you know, be responsible. Don't drink and drive. You know, it's for the safety of your family and our community as well. You know, let's be festive, but also be safe.
Thank you, Chief, for this opportunity, and thank you for the drinks.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Drinks on us.
That's it. Drinks on GPD. That's not something you hear every day. So, link on location and just a little bit buzzing here, but very grateful that this was a training, and we're not coming at you from the Mingilau compound.
Yeah.
Good job, Bree. Go put your shoes back on. My name's Chris, Link Fam. Link on location, we out.
It's fun, Bree.
Yeah, that was fun.
What
And
do you mean?
today they're actually signing the proclamation, the governor is, or acting governor, on drive sober or get pulled over.
Yep.
And so please, if you are going to be celebrating over the holiday season, please have a designated driver. And a designated driver, as you heard, is not someone that's like drinking like one beer or something. It's like nothing.
Zero.
Be me.
Yeah, be Jason.
Yeah, Jason has oftentimes been.
Jason is like the definition of straight edge. Just doesn't take any. You don't drink coffee. He doesn't even drink coffee.
Nope.
He takes vitamins. That's about the only altering substance you take. I mean, you know, Yeah, he doesn't drink any alcohol. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't take weed, edibles, or anything.
Nope.
Do you shoot up heroin?
Not to the best of my knowledge.
Okay, so yeah, he's pretty clean.
My arm says no.
9:38. You can count on us for life. Oh yeah, someone put it. Ivan commented, "Esta now, see Sabrina." Yeah, Bree, what's up with that?
What?
What do you mean what? Whoa. Shoes came off and everything.
Yeah, how did your shoes come off?
Because they said, "Do you want to take off your shoes for
No,
this?"
she's Chamorro. The Chamorro girls, when they get a little buzzing, they take off their shoes, right?
I don't know.
And then they start dancing the cha-cha. Right? Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
It was
And that's
good.
from Joser, who has worked many christenings and weddings and at the Globe. Oh,
You know the funny part though in that was they were like, who would have arrested Sabrina? And she was actually legally drunk 1.10. That's over the legal limit of being Balotsu. Yet when they asked who would arrest Sabrina, no one raised their hand. But I was not even legally drunk. I was 0.04. I'm legally sober by the book. But yet when they said, who would arrest Chris and take his ass to jail? They were like, whoa! It was like 110% of the people raised their hand. Like, I'm not leaving the house this week. And I feel like these cops are like, Malaga, we're going to get him, boy, one way or another. Huh?
Were you mean?
No. Was I?
No, I don't know.
When I did the sobriety? No, are you kidding? I was like so nice. I was like really being nice. You probably were like.
What? I was nice.
But the thing about the sobriety test, guys, okay, like honest.
Bree gets really nice when she drinks.
Yeah, we're changing the definition of nice. Like my kid said, it's opposite day. Bree's gangsta. I could tell you guys a story about the last time Sabrina and I went out with the team here. Oh,
I think I've heard that story.
Yeah, it's a story.
Certain establishment in Tumon.
Certain establishments. Okay, so we're going to take a break.
That was a misunderstanding.
It was totally a misunderstanding. 671-637-0094. Go ahead and call now, guys. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to give away some Calvals Insurance prize packs for the Count on Us for Life promo. Remember, it's 671-637-0094. Call now. Tell us who you count on in your life and why, and you will win a Delmonico gift certificate and a Shell gas gift certificate. And then we're going to get another winner. We've got Ajisen Ramen and Shell Gas, all part of the Calvals Insurance Count on Us for Life contest giveaway. It's Friday morning right here on the link.
Bring home more with Shell V. Looking for TV schedules, upcoming sports, or special presentations, or what you may have missed over the busy week you had? Well, look no further than KOAM Digital Digest. This weekly emailed newsletter puts all kinds of information in the hands of subscribers each and every week. Just subscribe and we will make sure you keep up with your favorites and stay informed and entertained throughout it all. Go to KOAM.com, click on the newsletter tab, give us your email address, and you are all set. Brought to you in digital partnership with King's Restaurant and Ruby Tuesday Guam. It's the KOAM Digital Digest, your weekly guide to the latest information and best entertainment on the stations and platforms of KUAM.
It's time to save on shipping. Support our local entrepreneurs. Find the best deals, and unique products for your holiday shopping needs. The Christmas Pops virtual holiday marketplace is your hub for the best local gifts. Watch the Christmas Pops special airing through December 11th and streaming now across the stations and platforms of KUAM Communications. Visit KUAMChristmasPops.com and be on the lookout for local business profiles on our social media pages. Shop small and support local this holiday season.
Presented by UOG School of Business and Public Administration, JA Guam, inspiring youth, and the Guam Visitors Bureau, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
Coors Light presents Uproar, the Sleigh Game Edition, Saturday, December 18th at Custom Fitness to compete head-to-head to determine who's the fittest. Visit guamtime.net to purchase tickets for $15. Visit us online. Special thanks to KUAM Communications, Boca Box, Custom Fitness, Kill Cliff, Cherry Media Vision, ERC, and A-Tech Construction. Proceeds to benefit the Guam Volleyball Federation.
GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information. The relationship between Guam and Manila, Philippines is undeniable as we share similar cultural traditions, history, and heritage. With generations of Filipinos calling Guam home, KUAM presents a monthly look at the capital city, featuring in-depth and engaging interviews on everything from medical tourism to new business and government leaders. Veteran newscaster Nestor Lecanto delivers Beyond Our Borders. This special program is brought to you by KFC.
Half a day. This is Governor Lou Leon Guerrero. If you're struggling to pay rent and utilities because of the pandemic, your government can help. Our Emergency Rental Assistance Program provides direct relief to you. To date, over $6.9 million has helped over 1,500 households.
Apply online at eoa.guam.gov or call the Department of Administration's Emergency Rental Assistance Program at 671-638-4518 or 19.
Get the job done the right way by getting the right stuff at East West Rental Center. With years of experience helping builders, we definitely got what you need. Call 646-1463 or visit us in Upper Tumon. Open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore. Stop on by and visit our showroom today. We offer everyday low prices on all major outdoor power equipment like bush cutters, chainsaw, power washer, generators, and more. Need service, repair, maintenance? Well, check out Guam's best superstore only at Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape, located in Barragata along Army Drive between Submarina and Besta Market. Call 735-7446 for more information. Now shipping to surrounding islands. Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore.
Do you feel like you're missing out on something? Make life more rewarding with Pacific Points. Earn and redeem points for bill rebates and free load at IT&E, discounts on fuel at Shell, vouchers at Foodies, and United Mileage Plus miles. You can even pay with Pacific Points at IT&E, Shell, and Foodies. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Let's get merry during the most wonderful time of the year by making spirits bright. KUAM Communications and Coast 360 want to highlight your decorations and lights by flooding the social media pages of KUAM with your videos and photos. Finish your holiday setup, snap a few shots or video of your delightful display, and send it to us through social media or email them to promotions@KUAM.com. Check out our posts every Friday or tune in to KUAM News Weekend Edition for a special montage of the submissions certain to be making spirits bright with every broadcast. Warmest holiday wishes from KUAM Communications and Coast 360 Federal Credit Union. Together, we thrive.
Good morning, 947, brought to you by Pacific Points, Cabo Enterprises, IT&E, and Jack in the Box. It's Friday. Cabo's Insurance, count on us for life.
I want to take a poll, guys.
Yeah.
Raise your hand here between the four of us if you like Delmonico.
I love
Or
Delmonico.
their food.
Yeah. What do we have there, Bree?
We had the, it was like the barbecue, right?
She had the barbecue chicken platter.
But it had like, the rice had like sausage, and I can't even remember the name.
Yeah.
They have really good pancakes too. They used to, and they made this one thing. I think it was seasonal though. It was Bob Marley soup.
You went to Delmonico to
Yeah,
get pancakes?
Must have been way back.
They got the bone.
No, I met up with a friend of mine for breakfast.
I had the burger, right? They had a burger, and then they had like fried cheese on it. Yeah. Good times. I'm so hungry this morning. I'm really hungry, guys. I haven't eaten.
Consuming mass amounts of alcohol in a short amount of time a couple days ago will do that to you.
That's still messing with me, man. I was at the gym this morning, and I had worked up this crazy sweat, and I was like, I swear to God, I smelled Jack Daniels somewhere. Like, that me? I don't want to be that guy who smells like Jack Daniels at the gym.
Jack Daniels and Pulfafa.
Yeah.
Lethal combination.
Quite a combination, Jay. 948. Let's go get a winner here. 671-637-0094. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
What's your name, ma'am?
This is May.
May.
Hi, May.
Thanks for joining us this morning.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing this little contest here.
Okay.
It's Cabos Insurance. Count on us for life. And we have for you here, if you answer this question correctly, a $20 gift certificate to Delmonico and $25 of Shell gas. And let me tell you, Shell, they got the good gas.
Okay.
They got that good.
V-Power.
So all you got to do is tell us, who do you count on in your life and why?
Oh, my mother, of course. Because she's always there when I need her help. Never doubt that, with having her around.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us a story, maybe of one time where your mother's love really pulled through and she really showed that?
When I was in need of help with my children and her, and their uniform, because at that time the construction wasn't doing good for my husband, so my mom came through with their uniforms and their school supply. She helped me out. She really did.
That's awesome.
That's an awesome mom. That's an awesome grandma.
That is.
And
yeah.
May I know what that's about, because today's my mom's birthday, and I'm very appreciative of my mom as well.
And he is a huge mama's boy. He's like a 6'4" mama's boy.
So I am very grateful for my mom.
What's your mom's name? Who's your mom, Fen?
Lourdes Taitagui.
Lourdes Taitagui?
Taitagui.
Oh, Taitagui. Toto Inalan?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, of course. That's it. We're getting a lot of Inalan people winning, right, Bree?
Yeah.
I think we reached the quota, ma'am. Sorry I have to hang up on you.
No.
JK.
This is like the mayor's family, right? The former mayor?
Are you related to the former mayor?
Yeah.
Of course. Taitagui. It's all one. It's all one family?
Yes.
Right on. Okay, well, congratulations. You are a winner, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'm going to put you on hold, okay? And then I'm going to get all your information. And then thank you so much, Kay.
Congratulations, May.
Happy holidays.
Happy
holidays. Hagamos. 9:50. Quick break, and then we're coming back. You're in for a special treat. You're only going to get it here, just between us ladies. Sneak peek of the One Micronesia podcast is coming up right here on the link. Good morning.
Catch sports.
Listen, watch, and learn from the daily Chamorro news updates from KUAM News. Catch them on the link during the 8 o'clock hour, streaming online on Isla Radio, or on the KUAM News YouTube channel for your convenience. Tune in and stay informed, all while preserving our precious culture through the daily use of our native Chamorro language. Chamorro news updates are brought to you by your familia at First Hawaiian Bank.
Hafaday. This is Therese Terlahi, Speaker of the 36th Guam Legislature. I ask you on this Giving Tuesday to assist the Ali Women's Shelter and the Ali Children's Shelter with supplies such as hygiene products, diapers, and other necessities. Family violence is the top offense charged on Guam in 2020 and 2021, according to the judiciary of Guam's annual reports. Guam has the second highest number of sexual assaults per capita in the nation. And our 2020 statistics indicate that out of 73 sexual assault cases reported, 50 involve minors. Let's together ensure that women and children have a safe place to escape the abuse and begin their new lives. Your donation to the Ali Children and Women's Shelters will bring hope to these survivors and improve their quality of life. Please contact the Catholic Social Services for more information, and Sidzu's Maasi.
We know you're tired of hearing about COVID-19. Some of you are probably wondering whether this is ever going to end. However long it takes, we all have to do our part, including our children, to to hold the line. You can protect yourself and your family by getting vaccinated.
And if you're already vaccinated, don't let your guard down because you can still give and get COVID-19. And if you're not vaccinated, remember that if you catch the virus, you could suffer more severe complications. At the end of the day, it's the choices we make to protect ourselves, our families, and our community that will control the spread.
We know it sounds repetitive at this point, but again, wash your hands, watch your distance, and wear your mask.
Together, we have to hold the line.
Take in the panoramic beauty of our island each Sunday on the KUM News Instagram with Scenic Sundays. Scroll through the natural beauty of the island on display. Scenic Sundays on the KUM News Instagram is brought to you by Addis Trust and Investment, Location, Service, Trust, and Haagen-Dazs Shops Guam, where every day is made extraordinary.
See what's on TV tonight with schedules, network news and notes, local promotions and giveaways on KUAM Communications social media pages. Like and follow us on Facebook or Instagram now for all the latest and never miss out.
Pacific Matters is a half-hour news, culture, and lifestyle show focused on issues that impact Guam, the Northern Mariana Islands, and the larger Pacific region. Join Tomas Maglonia every Monday to discuss politics, trends, and take a deep dive into the issues changing our island home, because what happens in the Pacific matters.
Take in the panoramic beauty of our island each Sunday on the KUM News Instagram with Scenic Sundays. Scroll through the natural beauty of the island on display. Scenic Sundays on the KUM News Instagram is brought to you by Addis Trust and Investment, Location, Service, Trust, and Haagen-Dazs Shops Guam, where every day is made extraordinary.
Let's get merry during the most wonderful time of the year by making spirits bright. KUAM Communications and Coast 360 want to highlight your decorations and lights by flooding the social media pages of KUAM with your videos and photos. Finish your holiday setup, snap a few shots or video of your delightful display, and send it to us through social media or email them to promotions@KUAM.com. Check out our posts every Friday or tune in to KUAM News Weekend Edition for a special montage of the submissions certain to be making spirits bright with every broadcast. Warmest holiday wishes from KUAM Communications and Coast 360 Federal Credit Union. Together, we thrive.
It's time to save on shipping. Support our local entrepreneurs. Find the best steals, deals, and unique products for your holiday shopping needs. The Christmas Pops virtual holiday marketplace is your hub for the best local gifts. Watch the Christmas Pops special airing through December 11th and streaming now across the stations and platforms of KUAM Communications. Visit KUAMChristmasPops.com and be on the lookout for local business profiles on our social media pages. Shop small and support local this holiday season.
Presented by UOG School of Business and Public Administration, JA Guam, inspiring youth, and the Guam Visitors Bureau, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
Coors Light presents Uproar, the Sleigh Game Edition, Saturday, December 18th at Custom Fitness to compete head-to-head to determine who's the fittest. Visit guamtime.net to purchase tickets for $15. Visit us online. Special thanks to KUAM Communications, Boca Box, Custom Fitness, Kill Cliff, Cherry Media Vision, ERC, and A-Tech Construction. Proceeds to benefit the Guam Volleyball Federation.
GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
Let's do another Count on Us giveaway, Jay.
Yeah, and we are now giving away a $25 gift certificate to Ajisen Ramen and $25 from Shell. Now, Ajisen Ramen, now, this isn't, the kind of like cheap ramen that you have to eat 100 times a week, when you're a struggling college
It's
student.
not itchy bang.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's totally cool. But, Ajisen Ramen, company founded by my friend Jay Onodera, really good FD athlete for many, many years.
Really? I had no idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they've got this karage chicken that
It's
is
really
to die
good.
for.
Yeah.
They've got a curry bowl, but
The poke is good too.
Yeah, the poke is outstanding. My
The
favorite
gyoza.
thing to eat at Ajisen Ramen, the crab claws.
Oh yeah.
They give you some of that tartar sauce, but then they actually have like the little claw that comes out of it, and it's breaded. I mean, it's so good.
So 671-637-0094. Call now. It's our last winner for the day. We do this Wednesday, Thursdays, Fridays. That's what's up for grabs is a $25 gift certificate at Ajisen.
The chasu's good too.
Yeah, and then you also get a $25 Shell gift certificate for some of that fine Shell gas.
And Ajisen, you can either come up here to Derido or go check them out at GPO.
Right. So we'll go get a winner. Call now, 671-637-0094. And in the meantime, we're going to give you a sneak peek of the One Micronesia podcast right here. Oh, we'll just take care of this now, actually. Hi, Link fam. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Hi.
About the Addison.
Are you here?
No, I'm driving.
Oh, hi, sir. Okay, what's your name?
Leslie.
Leslie, so it's the Count on Us for Life promo with Cobbles Insurance. So we just need you to tell us who you count on in your life and why.
I count on my children because they're always there for me.
Okay, that's a good opener. Give us a little more, though. Can you go next to the phone? We're having a hard time hearing you.
Yes, I have 3 girls, Leslie, Trisha, and Celeste. We always talk to each other, so I count on them.
Right on. Good to have a good relationship with your kids. Well, congratulations, Leslie. You're a winner.
Thank you.
All right, and hold the line and we'll get your info, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it. There you go. Oh, sorry.
And register. Don't forget to go to Cowboys.com and register for the grand prizes. There's 2 $1,000 shopping spree gift certificates, or not gift certificates, but you have to go there and you got 3 minutes to load up your cart with $1,000 worth of groceries.
Right on.
And then there's also the 2-night stay to Loti Hotel.
Yes, it's going to be awesome. Hey, you know what else is awesome? The One Micronesia podcast. We're actually going to leave you with this, guys. KUAM TV, it's been good and great. My name's Chris.
I'm Jason.
I'm Sabrina.
And thank you guys for jamming with us and Joser on the Friday edition of the Jason Solis Show. Until Monday, hasta adios.
Stay safe.
Micronesia update is